Live from the Maverik Center in West Valley City, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey, as tonight's the last of a three-game series between the Grizzlies and the Newfoundland Growlers. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. As this game's anything like it was last night, we're in for a treat as Utah is looking for a three-game sweep with a victory tonight as they take on the Newfoundland Growlers, who have got a record of 6-7-3 on the season. The Grizzlies are right at the 500 mark. They are 6-6 on the year. Last night was a thriller. It was tied at 3 halfway through the third period. Jordan Martell scored a power play goal, which turned out to be the game winner. And then the Grizz scored 2 shorthanded goals. Mick Messner picked up a huge insurance goal with 2:03 left in regulation. And then Nathan Burke added an empty net shorthanded goal later in the third period to complete the scoring. Utah ended up winning 6-3 behind 2 goals and 1 assist from Mick Messner. It was also an outstanding performance by Kyle Mayhew and Brett Stapley, as each guy had 1 goal and 1 assist. Mayhew in particular was outstanding. He was a +4 for the Grizzlies last night. Keone Teixeira had 2 shorthanded assists in the third period. And, even though Newfoundland put together a pretty good attack, they were 2 for 8 on the power play, and the Growlers outshot the Grizzlies 40-32. It was the Grizzlies that came out on top, 6-3. Utah has won the first 2 games of this series. The Grizz got a 4-1 victory over the Growlers on Wednesday. Dakota Raby had 1 goal and 1 assist. Trent Miner stopped 29 of 30, and Brandon Cutler had 2 assists that night. Then, obviously, last night's thriller was pretty fun with Utah winning 6-3. So the Grizzlies have outscored the Growlers 10-4 so far in this series. Goaltending matchup tonight, Dante Januzzi makes his Maverik Center debut. He made his pro debut last Saturday and stopped 31 of 34 in Utah's 3-2 loss at Iowa. In net for the Growlers is going to be Luke Kavlin, who stopped 9 of 13 on Wednesday in the 4-1 loss to Utah. One roster move earlier today, goaltender Trent Miner was reassigned to the AHL's Colorado Eagles, so he's back in the AHL. The backup to Januzzi is Garrett Metcalf. So that's the roster move as Trent Miner is back in the AHL. Otherwise, it's a pretty similar lineup to the Grizzlies tonight. In fact, it's the same 17 skaters that were on the ice last night. For the Growlers, probably a similar lineup to last night. Watch out for Zach O'Brien. He's been key so far in this series. And Isaac Johnson has a goal in back-to-back games in this series. Watch out for Johnson wearing number 23. Looks like a good crowd's filing in here on a Saturday night. If you're in the West Valley area, come on down and enjoy some Grizzlies hockey with us. If not, we got video coverage on Flow Sports and our radio broadcast here on YouTube. Your homes for Grizzlies hockey all season long. When we come back to the Grizzlies pregame report, we'll talk with Tim Broussard and get his thoughts on things as we're in business on a Saturday night. And you're listening to the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our families' tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Or not. Welcome back to the Utah Grizzlies pregame report. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Tim Broussard as we're live at Maverik Center on a Saturday night, sitting high atop section 114. The one roster move, obviously, earlier today, Trent Miner got recalled to the AHL's Colorado Eagles. Before we get to that and the goaltending matchup tonight, Tim, last night was a thrilling 6-3 victory for Utah. It was a 3-3 tie. Then Martell scored the game winner on the power play with about 7 minutes left. But that Messner goal that he scored shorthanded with about 2 minutes left, this place lit up about as much as I've ever seen. That was certainly a thriller.
The energy all night, was just there, and you were just waiting for it to uncap it. And on that goal, it did the go-ahead goal, just the whole place just absolutely went nuts. So I if you could give a 3rd star or a 4th star, I'd definitely give it to the crowd last night. That was absolutely electric to watch and be a part of.
And the old cliche of being the 6th man, and the Grizzlies crowd was certainly that. And they were treated to a good game, just a little bit of everything. A lot of shots, a fight late in the second period with Aaron Aragon winning against Adam Daw. We saw power play goals. Both teams had 2 power play goals. Grizzlies 2 shorthanded goals. They also scored 4-on-4. and 1 5-on-5 goal. So the crowd saw a lot in last night's game.
The other thing is that I thought we did really well initiating physical contact and responding to it in kind, and we were able to win the game while we were able to, have a physical game, especially in the second and third periods. And I didn't see us shying away. I saw it initiating it. I saw Wesley and poor Raby getting beat up again,
Yeah.
but then everybody responding and everybody coming to his defense. And I thought overall we did really well, and I was happy to see us win while we were establishing a physical presence that honestly I don't think has been there so far this season.
It was certainly interesting seeing penalties. We haven't seen that a whole lot in Grizzlies games this year. Oddly enough, the Growlers had 8 power plays. Grizzlies had 3. It's going to be interesting to see what happens tonight, because making his professional debut as a referee, normally a linesman, but Craig Peterson's going to be the referee tonight. And, I've seen him as a referee for Ogden Mustangs games and other junior games, but it's going to be a little bit different for him as he's going to be the referee tonight.
I'm super excited for Petey. For those that don't know, a Weber State product, and played goalie up there. I've played with him, played against him, and played scores of games that he's refereed in, and really proud of him being able to put on the bands tonight, and just that's a super opportunity for him. And those that don't know, he's been waiting for this moment his whole life. So he may not show it, but this is his moment to shine.
So we got one nervous guy sitting there in the official locker
I
room.
will guarantee you that. So hats off to you, Petey. Hope you have a great game.
Earlier today, Trent Miner was recalled to Colorado. Dante Januzzi probably would have gotten the start regardless of whether Miner got called up or not, but we'll see Dante at Maverik Center for the first time. He looked pretty good last Saturday in Iowa, stopping 31 of 34. What do you think we're going to see from him tonight?
Leg work. Have you seen his leg work?
It's pretty quick.
It's very Trent Miner-esque. The lateral movements, and he pops and locks, and everything just locks in immediately. How he's able to discern exactly where he's going to square up and challenge. He plays a little bit more of an aggressive angle. He's got the youth and the speed and the skill to kind of play up. It's going to eliminate the initial shooter's angle as the shot comes in. He will need to be cautious because it does invite trailers and other people coming out from behind the net being the back door. So it'll take a little bit away of the initial shot. It does leave the back door open, but I'm sure with our defense, Texera and Mayhew and others are going to be aware of the goalie that they're playing in front of and make those adjustments as well.
Well, I do know that it's important to get off to a fast start, but with these two teams, it's almost vital. It's almost critical and then some for both teams to get off to a fast start.
Right, record win scoring first, and we were talking about this. Out of the 6 times that we've scored first, we have 5 wins, 1 loss. Out of the 6 times that Newfoundland has scored first, they have 5 wins, 1 loss. So, that tells you right there. The stat that kind of goes along with it is we really don't have a money period, but we're getting outshot 98 to 138 in the first. We're slow starters, but it means everything to get the first goal. Yeah. That's not a good mix. So we're going to have to do something to change that. Now, to make up for it, we're out shooting opponents 136 to 107 in the third. But by that time, we've noticed that we're kind of playing catch up. That's not the scenario we want to be in. We want to establish a good shot count early, high quality shots. Obviously, with the 13, 14 shots we had on Wednesday night and winning, that's the outlier. That doesn't happen in real life. That's a unicorn. But you're going to have to put up another 30-shot effort if you think that we're going to have the success against Cavalin if he's indeed the starter tonight going for Newfoundland. If we're going to have that, I don't think another 13, 14 shots is going to do it to get the win.
It'd be interesting to see what the special teams look like, and in particular, how tight's Craig Peterson going to call it? How many power plays are both teams going to get? Last night, the Growlers had 8 power plays. The Grizzlies had 3, but both teams had 2 power play goals. And obviously, the Grizzlies' shorthanded goal, 2 minutes left, turned out to be a big difference in the game.
Right. It can also be a measure of energy. What are you doing to generate those opportunities? You're disciplined and all that. For special teams, for power play attempts, We're the fewest in the league with 36, and the Growlers are the most in the league with 62. They haven't done much with it, which surprises me having the personnel they do, especially Zach O'Brien out there. They've only scored 11 goals on 62 attempts. That's 17%. That's not that great. We've scored 8 goals on the 36 advantages we've had, good for 22%. But just the other night we were in the teens. So small sample size, 1 or 2 good nights make a big difference. I don't know if we've established our identity on the power play, but I know we can do a little bit better.
What else should we watch out for tonight?
I want to see it get physical again. We did good. It doesn't mean a fight every 2 seconds. It doesn't mean a slashing penalty to somebody. It just means being grumpy. Get grumpy with somebody in front of your own goaltender. Give Giannuzzi some room. Give him some lateral movement to operate it. Let him see the puck come in. It's only his second start. I will guarantee you he's got butterflies like no other. You get him through the first 10 minutes, 12 minutes of the game. Let him get settled in and get into a pace. Let him get used to his defense in front of him. He's only had the one professional game so far, and that was in Iowa. Yeah. His home start, like you said, let him get into the flow of the thing, and before you start giving him 2-on-0s or 3-on-1s or some odd man rushes, get settle in, take care of business first, give him a chance.
Who's your pick for the Optum first goal of the game? Who's scoring first for the Grizz?
If I go by what I saw in warmups, I'm going Martell. Every time he comes down, that lefty shot, he's got his head up, going down the right side, and he's just waiting the whole time just to watch somebody, or the goalie move his shoulder, one way, and you can see him where he's angling because he's dropping his lower hand on the stick, and he's making those adjustments. I'm like, oh, as a goalie, you see that coming in, you're like, okay, we got a problem here because dude's a shooter. So I'm going to go with Martell. How about you?
I'm going Dakota Raby, scoring first for the Grizzlies tonight. I don't have any specific reason. I'm putting together a guess that Raby's going to score
going
first.
with Raby.
That's really all it is. It's a guess and nothing more than that.
Arguably the most bruised person out of this whole series. He's taken it, but he hasn't retaliated and significantly enough to get an offsetting penalty. So I think he's been one of the difference makers all season, all season, but especially this series.
We're here with Tim Broussard, high top section 114. Tim, thanks for the time. We'll talk to you later on.
Hey, thanks for your Tyson.
That's Tim Broussard. When we come back, the Grizzlies go for a 3-game sweep. When we come back here specifically, we will go over the starting lineups for both teams. It's the Grizzlies and the Growlers coming up next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. Let's get to the starting lineups for both teams. First, for the visiting Newfoundland Growlers, who are led by first-year head coach Matt Cook. Growlers have a record of 6-7-3. They are 1-4-2 away from home. Starting in net's going to be Luke Kavlin, wearing number 40. Kavlin started on Wednesday night and stopped 9 of 13. He is 6'1" and 196 pounds. This will be his 7th appearance this year. He's got a record of 2-2-2 with 1 shutout, a 2.82 goals against average, and .921 save percentage. Starting defensive pairing, Nolan Dillingham, Dilly, 6'1", 211 pounds. 13 games this season. He's got 2 goals and 1 assist and an even plus-minus rating. He'll be paired up with Johnny Tykonik, who had 3 assists in last night's game. Tykonik, in 16 games, has 16 points, 2 goals, and 14 assists. Starting forwards, Jackson Berezowski has 19 points in 16 games. Berezowski wearing number 7. He's got a +10 rating. Grant Cruikshank has 20 points in 16 games, 10 goals, and 10 assists. He scored a goal in the third period last night. And Tyler Weiss, number 36, he is 5'11", 170 pounds. He has 2 goals and 5 assists in 14 games. So starting defensive pairing is Dillingham and Tykonik. The forwards are Berezowski, Cruikshank, and Tyler Weiss. Watch out for Zach O'Brien, who scored a first period goal last night. O'Brien, one of the best players over the last 5 years in this league. Starting lineup for the homestanding Utah Grizzlies, who are wearing the cream jerseys for the 3rd straight contest. with 2 stripes in the front horizontally, one around the chest and one around the stomach. A green G at the front of the jersey. Numbers on the arms that are green, and also green numbers on the back with black trim. Black on the shoulders, black trunks, and cream-colored socks. A beautiful-looking jersey. I still got to go to the team store and get my cream-colored Grizzlies jersey, which is the 3rd look this season, and what a uniform it is. The Growlers only brought 1 uniform, and that's a black jersey with white numbers, white letters in the back, a little bit of gold around the waist, and black trunks with white and gold mixed in on the socks. They didn't bring their white jerseys, which is the reason why the Grizzlies couldn't wear their Black Friday jerseys, but you can go to the Dash Auction app and bid on those jerseys that the Grizzlies wore in warm-ups over the last 2 games. Starting in net, making his Maverik Center debut, Dante Giannuzzi, Giannuzzi, his last name. He played with the Portland Winterhawks over the last 5 years. Giannuzzi is 6'1" and 190 pounds. He stopped 31 of 34 on last Saturday against the Iowa Wild. Giannuzzi has a .912 save percentage and 3.09 goals against average. The backup is Garrett Metcalf. Earlier today, Trent Miner was reassigned to the AHL's Colorado Eagles. Starting defensive pairing, Kyle Mayhew was a +4 last night. He had 1 goal and 1 assist, 4 goals and 3 assists on the year. Mayhew will be starting out number 6, and he'll be paired up with the captain, Josh Wesley, who's making his 13th appearance this year. Wesley has 2 goals and 4 assists. He is 6'3" and 201 pounds. Starting forwards, Aaron Aragon, who got in a fight late in the second period last night. He has 2 goals and 3 assists in 6 games. This will be his 3rd appearance for the Grizzlies after starting the year with the Idaho Steelheads. Nathan Burke had 1 goal and 2 assists last night. He's starting out for the Grizzlies on the forward line. Burke has 5 goals and 4 assists in 12 games. And Brandon Cutler, who had 1 assist last night. Cutler is tied with the Rooster Jordan Martell with 4 goals and 6 assists this season. Scratches for the Grizzlies tonight include Dylan Fitz, Cade Jensen, Cody Cron, and Michael Underwood. And the Grizz earlier today announced the trade acquiring Adam Berg. Berg not in the lineup for tonight's game, but hopefully we'll see Adam Berg maybe next week when the Grizzlies are on the road. They take on Allen next Friday, and next Saturday and Sunday they take on the Tulsa Oilers over at BOK Center. Utah has been a successful team here at home. They are 6-3 in the friendly confines at Maverik Center, and they are 6-6 overall this season. Now the Grizzlies are playing a team in Canada, and that means that we will have O Canada here at Maverik Center on a Saturday night. Canada here at Maverik Center. As Grizzlies take on the Newfoundland Growlers for the 3rd time this season, 3rd of 6 meetings. The Grizzlies will be over in Newfoundland for a 3-game series January 5th, 6th, and 7th of 2024. And now for our national anthem.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
It's a great night for hockey as two big standings points are on the line as the Grizzlies take on the Newfoundland Growlers in the last of a three-game series. The Grizz are going for the sweep. On Wednesday night, they won 4-1, and last night, a 3-3 game with 3 unanswered in the third period led to a Utah 6-3 victory. Grizz are 6-6 on the season, led by third-year head coach Ryan Kanaswich. His assistant is Christian Horn. Horn got a haircut before tonight's game. Dante Januzzi is in the net for Utah. It's his first appearance here at Maverik Center and second as a professional. He spent the last 5 years in the WHL with the Portland Winterhawks. Referee tonight is Craig Peterson, and a couple linesmen. Looks like it's Colin Kleinendorf and Tyler Keston. Aragon, Cutler, and Burke are the starting forwards. Wesley and Mayhew the starting defensive pairing. Taking the draw for the Growlers is Grant Cruikshank. He's out there with Jackson Berezowski and Tyler Weiss. Puck is dropped to center ice, and we're underway as the draw goes between the Growlers defensive pairing. As Newfoundland skates from left to right as we see it from high atop section 114. Your mind's eye see it on YouTube. Weiss enters the zone, right wing, lefty shot, kick saved by Januzzi. As Weiss throws it up top to Dillingham, right wing, righty shot, saved by Dante, and he holds on as the Growlers take 2 shots in the first 19 seconds of play. Everybody make your pick for the Optum first goal of the game as who's going to score first for Utah. Go to the Grizzlies social media channels to enter and bid on that. You can also go on the Grizzlies YouTube channel and comment as to who you think's scoring first. As the draw is going to be in the right circle, Tate Singleton will take it against Brandon Cutler. I think Raby's scoring first tonight. Zach O'Brien, right wing. Righty shot goes high off the glass. As the Grizz get it, Burke, diagonal pass to Mayhew. Got skates down the middle. Now he dumps it along the wall as Dennis over in the right corner lifts it ahead. It goes over the head of Isaac Johnson out to center ice. Johnson's got a goal in each game this series. As Mayhew over to Thomas, who moves it ahead. This puck lifts in the air. It bounces in the right side. Grizzlies touch it up offside as we get another whistle 43 seconds into the game. Same jersey matchup here for the third game of the series. We had the first two. Growlers only brought one set of jerseys, which is a black top with white numbers, white lettering, a little bit of gold around the waist. Grizzlies in the cream-colored third jerseys, which is a sweet look. McMessner on the ice. He was the number 1 star last night with 2 goals, 1 assist. Stapley, 1 goal and 1 assist last night. Wins the draw. Stapley's got a point in 5 of his 6 games with Utah. Thomas back deeper in his own zone in the near corner. He gets hit by Neil Shea as Yoon throws to center ice for Stapley, who gets pushed but delivers a pass to Messner. Skates down the middle. Messner veers off to the left circle. Lefty shot. Saved by Cavalin. Cavalin stopped 9 of 13 on Wednesday. As Tate Singleton gets to center ice, he gets blasted by Corey Thomas. Singleton's had a rough day as Ohio State Buckeyes lost to Michigan. Singleton an alum. As towards a crease, Stapley feeds it towards the near boards. Action in the Grizzlies zone. As Stapley gets it, and he'll tap it off the near glass. It goes over the head of Lincoln Earn, who played at Canisius College. Football powerhouse, of course. Singleton around center ice will give way to Tyler Weiss, who skates down the middle. Grizz make an ill-advised line change. Cruikshank, right side, shot. Glove saved by Dante. Januzzi makes the stop. It's his 3rd save of the game. As Grizz made a line change quickly while the Growlers were at neutral ice. Cruikshank saw it and quickly skated to the right circle to get a good look. As Weiss was down the middle, fed a right wing pass to Cruikshank. But Dante Januzzi, you talk about a guy that's got a lot of quickness. He's got a good glove. He's going to be a fun one to watch here tonight. Draws in the right circle. The Iron Man, Tyler Penner, will take it against Cruikshank. He's out there with Dakota Raby and the Rooster Jordan Martell, who had the game winner last night. Teixeira and Semick are the defensive pairing. Teixeira gets the puck. The Defenseman wearing the A on his sweater. Over to the right point. Keeping it in is Johnny Tykonik, who had 3 assists last night. As Berezowski around the boards. Cruikshank gets shadowed by Semick, but Cruikshank loses it. Martel will tap it off the far glass. And it glides all the way deep in the Growlers zone. No icing, says the linesman. As Growlers throw it to the near side. Tyler Weiss behind his back towards Berezowski, who slides it across towards the Growlers bench. Tykonik gets it left wing, crosses center ice. Now he enters the zone. Here's to Tyler Weiss. Weiss sharp angle shot, saved by Dante. High slot Modry lefty shot, saved by Dante again. Dakota Raby carries it out to center ice left wing. Raby veers off towards the corner, stops along the near boards halfway, and throws the center ice for Mayhew. Back to Wesley. Grizzlies reset. Wesley over to Diakura, who taps it in as it goes deep in the Growlers zone. A broken stick is laying deep in the Growlers zone as Corey Dennis, number 38 defenseman, up ahead to Johnson, who gets it at center ice. Johnson veers off to the left. Now right wing pass to O'Brien. He couldn't handle it. O'Brien gets it back. Center pass shot. And it goes wide as O'Brien found Johnson out in front. Johnson skates towards the far corner. He's being challenged by Wesley. Johnson keeps the puck, throws it across, but it glanced off of Jordan Stone and goes to center ice. Growlers reset. Stone playing a forward spot tonight, normally a defenseman. As pass ahead, Johnson couldn't handle it. Mayhew skates towards his goal line. Now chips it along the right wing board, the far wing boards. Stone ices the puck. Arm is raised by the linesman Colin Kleinendorf, and the whistle blows as icing is called. 16:56 left here in the first. Growlers have taken 5 shots. Utah has taken 1. Face off in the Grizzlies zone still early on as the crowd's filing in. We had a pretty good crowd last night, 5,446. Looks like there's a bunch of people over in section 124. 124 looks like it's pretty full. Yakura will take the draw against Adam Dahm, who got in a fight with Aaron Aragon late in the second period last night. And the draw won by Utah as Messner throws it towards the near boards, chases after it. Mayhew throws it around Utah's net. Josh Wesley will shovel it out of the zone as it bounces in the Growlers' end. Growlers throw it out to center ice. Pass is incomplete. Burke ahead towards Aragon. He gets poked away by Josh Victor. Victor gains center ice. Diagonal pass off the near wing boards to Shea. Shea in the corner gets it. He skates around Utah's net. Now he stops behind it. Shea gets pushed towards the wall by Cutler. Shea swings it to the right side for Dillingham. Now to the high slot for Tykonik. Tykonik with a shot blocked by Aragon. It moves to Burke at center ice. Burke crosses the red line and dumps it in. He chases after it. Dillingham behind the net will drop it off for Tykonik, who feeds to the far side for Tyler Weiss, who pitchforks it out to center ice. Backhand style as it goes to Corey Thomas deep in the Grizzlies zone. Thomas skates towards his left and drifts it off the near wing boards. Grizzlies skate from right to left here in the first period. Thomas at the Utah blue line moves out to center ice. Dillingham couldn't get it as it slides towards Kavlin. Tykonik skates over there to get it as he'll throw it behind his back along the wall towards the near corner. Stapley delivers a hit on Dillingham. Stapley now on the ice on 2 knees, tries to get back to his feet. Growlers have it. They move it ahead to Berezowski. Right wing pass to Weiss. He gets the bouncing puck. He enters the zone. Weiss skates towards his left near the blue line, fires towards the net. It gets redirected by the stick of Semick. As towards the corner, near side, Teixeira gets hit. Stapley over there as well. 2-on-2 battle in the near corner. 4.5 minutes in. Puck squirts towards the high slot. And poking out to center ice is Cole Gallant. Growlers reset. They've outshot the Grizzlies 5-1. No one scored a goal yet. O'Brien, left wing, backhands it in. As Januzzi, behind his net, throws to the right point. As Modry gets it. Modry over to Johnson. Johnson's maybe been the Growlers' best player. Over to O'Brien, trying to locate it. Mayhew took it away. Raby in the area. Raby's Michigan team won. Johnson looked to center it, and Caulfield couldn't reach it. As Modry over to Johnson, who spins it behind Utah's net. O'Brien feeds out in front to Caulfield. Great job by Stapley cutting it off. He moves it ahead to Raby, who gets to center ice and taps it off the far boards and chases after it. Dennis throws to the right wing. Grizz keep it in. Puck in the far corner as Utah battles. Raby over there as well. Martel skates over as the puck squirts towards the end boards. Taking it's Jacob Modry, is a big guy, 6'6", 214 pounds. Mayhew left side swings and misses. Johnson gets it 2-on-3. He skates over to the right circle. Siren pass out in front is behind Tate Singleton. Grizz come back the other way. Martel crosses center ice. Gains the line. Skates towards the right circle. He'll take a righty shot that's wide. Puck glides towards the near boards. Raby gets hit by Singleton. Penner around the wall. Thomas chases after it. He keeps it in. Wesley over towards Martel. He gets hit by Victor. Josh Victor feeds out to center ice where it goes back to Wesley, who will wrap it around the wall. Grizz make a full line change 6 minutes in. No score. Growlers 5 shots to the Grizzlies 1. Growlers pitching out to center ice. Berezowski couldn't handle it. Brian Hume, the Colorado College rookie, throws it to Burke, who gains center ice and dumps it in. As Grizz towards the right side. Mick Messner gets to Burke, right circle. He gets slashed by Victor, no call. As Aaron Aragon gets it to Cutler, right side. Cutler skates towards his left. He'll take a lefty shot. Saved by Cavalin. And he holds on with 13:29 left in the first. Growlers have outshot the Grizzlies 5-3. No score here at Maverik Center. And we'll have our first time out of the game. We'll be back after this word from America First Credit Union. No score on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
.29 left in the first period. Still no score. Utah is 5-1 when scoring first this season, so it's certainly important for the Grizzlies to get off to a fast start. Growlers are also 5-1 when scoring first. That means the Growlers have only scored first in 6 of their 16 games this year. Draws in the Growler zone. Far circle. Utah skating from right to left as we see it from high top. Section 114. Cutler will take the drives out there with Burke and Aragon. Up top is Yoon and Thomas. As the Growlers win the draw, they'll throw it out to center ice. You couldn't get the bouncing puck as it goes over a stick. Puck wobbles outside as Thomas gets it. He feeds it out to center ice. Burke says he tapped it, and the linesman Colin Kleinador says he didn't. And icing's on Utah. 13:15 left in the first. It's the last game of the homestand for Utah. They'll be on the road. Next game will be on Friday night as they take on Johnny Walker and the Allen Americans. 5:50 pregame show, 6:05 face-off, I believe. Then the Grizz will be in Tulsa next Saturday and Sunday. Draws in the far circle. Cruikshank will take it against Brandon Cutler. Cruikshank was an outstanding college player at St. Cloud State last year. Growlers win the draw. Over to the right side, Tykonik shot, and it's blocked by Aragon. Tykonik gets it back as he's being shadowed by Aragon. Tykonik lifts it backhand style over towards the near corner. Cutler feeds it off the far wing boards, chasing after June. He gets the puck. He'll carry it out to neutral ice. He bounced it off a Cruikshank. Eugen gets it back, gets to the red line and dumps it in. Cruikshank slowly gets to the bench as he blocked the dump-in attempt from Hume. Deep in the Grizzly zone, Martell over to Messner. Messner will bounce it off the skate of Singleton. Messner gets it back. He skates around Januzzi's net. As Messner gets to center ice with speed, he'll throw it to the right corner and chase after it. As Corey Dennis gets there before Messner. Messner feeds it to the near side. Grizz get it to Teixeira. High slot. Lefty shot. Saved by Cavalin. And he holds on with 12:29 left in the first. Teixeira looks up at the video board, sporting a mustache. It's his 6th season as a pro. He spent the last 4 years with the Indy Fuel. Utah's up to 4 shots. Growlers have taken 5 here with 12:29 left in the first. Still early on, so grab some chips and dip and a beverage of your choice and enjoy a little bit of Saturday with us. State Blue will take the draw against Brock Caulfield. As State Blue, the national champion from 2 years ago at the University of Denver. State Blue's 2nd year as a pro. State Blue wins the draw. Teixeira, right side, will tap it off the far wing boards. It goes towards the back wall as Messner battles in the far corner with Weiss. Messner trying to locate it. Now he spins it behind the Growlers net along the Maverik side. As puck ends up in the left point, Stapley couldn't keep it in. He'll throw it back to Teixeira at the Grizzlies blue line. Teixeira back in his own end. Near wing pass to Semick. Will backhand it out towards center ice. Stapley chases after it. And no icing. Stapley over in the corner. As Raby gets hit, Stapley throws to Raby. One-timer goes wide. It was actually Gallant that got hit. As Wesley, right wing shot, saved by Cavalin. Raby hacking away. Whistle blows. 11:53 left in the first. And Kavlin's not the first 5 shots he's seen so far. Make that the first 6 shots. Here with 11:53 left in the first. Kind of interesting to see the shot count. It kind of fluctuates for the Grizzlies from time to time. On Wednesday night, they scored 4 goals on 13 shots. 9 of those 13 shots were considered scoring chances by the off-ice officials. Last night, the Grizzlies had 32 shots, and 14 of them were considered scoring chances. Draws going to be in the far circle. Taken one by Utah as Mayhew, left wing. Lefty shot goes wide. A lot of traffic out in front. Penner over there with Daw. Daw slides it ahead as the Growlers backhanded out to center ice. Mayhew over towards Martell near the bench area. Center ice. He'll throw it back to Wesley, who fires a diagonal pass off the near wing boards. Penner couldn't reach it. This goes back to the Growlers. Adam Dott, center ice. Throws it to Shea. Shea 2-on-3. Centers it over towards Singleton. And the Grizz do a good job getting a stick in the way. And that was Kyle Mayhew, who was a +4 last night. Raby dumps it in. Dennis in the way as Raby over in the corner battles with Dennis. The puck slides towards Singleton, who avoids a check of Thomas. Puck goes back to Utah as Brian Yoon at the Utah blue line. Grizz skate from right to left here in the first as Raby enters from the near wing. Gets over to Yoon. Yoon taps to the corner. Martell centers it to Raby. Shot goes wide on a one-timer. As Raby was out in front, he got a good pass from Martell. Puck towards the far side. Dillingham slides it ahead to Shea, who gets blasted by Thomas. 2-on-2. Crookshank skates towards the right side. Takes a righty shot. It's blocked by Brian Yoon. Great defensive play. As we get a penalty, centering pass over towards Berezowski. Right wing shot. Penalty is going to be on the Grizz. O'Brien, left side. Centers it. Lefty shot. Saved by Januzzi. Raby touches up, and we get a whistle. Grizzlies are going to be shorthanded. Interference is the call, and it's going to be Corey Thomas going to the box. Thomas and the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. 2 minutes for interference. First power play of the game. Growlers were 2 for 8 in last night's contest. Watch out for Johnny Tykonik, as that was where the penalty they showed on the replay near side as Thomas hit, I believe, Neil Shea. Time of Thomas's penalty, 9:23 into the first period. Draws in the far circle of the Grizzlies zone. Growlers have 7 shots to the Grizzlies 6. Still no score, about 10 minutes in. Penner will take the draw against Grant Crookshank. There's good crowds filing in here on a Saturday night. Last game of the homestand, Utah 6-3 at home. As the face-off won by the Growlers. Johnson slides up top to Tykonik. Back to Johnson, far wing boards. Johnson drifts towards the corner. Now he gets to Berezowski. Back to Johnson. Johnson left side dances around. Skates towards the corner. Now stops. Looks to center to O'Brien. And it's poked away by the Grizz. Dina Chris skates towards the near side. And he backhands it all the way out towards the near corner of the Growlers zone. Yakura comes off as the Growlers reset. Skating from left to right. Berezowski at neutral ice. Slides it across to Crookshank. Crookshank lost his stick. And the Grizz throw it back to the Growlers blue line. Crookshank will skate towards the bench. O'Brien skates to the right side, enters the zone. O'Brien towards the corner, loses it. Semick will drive it along the near glass. Tykonik keeps it in right side. He feeds it to O'Brien. Right side near the goal line. Now up top to Tykonik. He gets to the left side for Johnson. He'll take a righty shot that goes wide. O'Brien tried to locate it, and Messner gets there first as O'Brien bobbled it. Messner clears it out. Halfway through the power play, outlet pass to Singleton at center ice, and Burke pokes it away. Grizz had 2 shorthanded goals in the third period last night. Modry near side at his goal line. He skates around the Growlers net. About 46 seconds left in the power play. Modry gets to the Growlers blue line, drops it off for Singleton. Singleton crosses the center red line. Now he enters the zone. Singleton drops it off in the left point for Weiss. Modry back towards Singleton, who drifts it from one corner to the other. Near side, Martell gets held up by Victor. As Semick in the area, now goes back over to Aragon. Aragon clears it out. Grizz will make a full line change. 22 seconds left in the power play. Modry out to the near side, challenged by Stapley. Now the Growlers move it ahead. Singleton with good speed. He crosses center ice, skates towards his left. As Cutler's in the area, Singleton wraps it around the wall. Weiss along the near side, near where Grisby's hanging out, behind in row 1. Weiss up top towards Modry, who taps to Singleton. Actually, the puck bounced off the Stapley and goes out to neutral ice. Thomas out of the box. He joins the play. He pokes to Singleton, who gets it. Singleton neutral ice, dances around the Grizzlies bench and dumps it in. It bounced off the linesman, Tyler Keston. Grizz skate from right to left as Wesley down the middle now. Left wing pass to Cutler, who gains center ice, and he dumps it in. Grizz make a full line change. 8:18 and counting left in the first, still no score. Growlers no shots on their power play as they move it ahead, but Yoon takes it away. Now Thomas up ahead to the Rooster, poked away by Lincoln Earn, who tried to get it towards Coop Miners. Coop Miners couldn't get it. Now the Grizz towards their bench area, get it poked away. Josh Victor in the area as it ends up in the tunnel as Jackson Hibbard, the Grizzlies equipment manager, gives it to a fan in section 126. No score, 8:01 left in the first period. Good penalty kill by the Grizz as the Growlers failed to get a shot off there in the 2 minutes. And on Flow Sports, you see the hairstyle that Christian Horn is working with tonight. Pretty good look. I think he was inspired by other people getting a haircut, and he said, I got to get one myself. Draws one by the Grizz, skating from right to left. Raby pitches it in. Penner chases after it, and it's icing on Utah with 7:54 left in the first. Dominic Cadieux was the referee in each of the first 2 games of this series, but due to an illness, he's unable to make it. Craig Peterson, normally a linesman, is the referee tonight. As Tim Broussard mentioned in the pregame show, Peterson's a native of Ogden. Draws in the far circle. Penner will take the draw against Cruikshank. Cruikshank took a lot of face-offs for the Growlers last night. As Grizz win the draw, Martel gets to center ice, and he shovels it in. Yoon behind the net, over to Raby, near corner. Raby locates it and spins it back around to the far side. Penner hustles over there, but it's taken by Dennis, who chips it back to the near corner. Raby loses balance, gets back to his feet. Raby gets held up by Tykonik along the near wall, and the puck goes back over towards Dennis, wearing number 38. Now behind the net, Growlers battle. Penner in the area along with Raby, and the Growlers carry it out in front of their net. As Weiss slides into center ice, poked away by Thomas's stick. It stays in play. Thomas in the Grizzly zone near side, moves it to center ice for Martel. Diagonal pass to the right for Messner. Messner skates to the corner. Now around the Growlers net towards the near side as Messner pitches up top for Semick. Left wing, lefty shot, and it goes just wide. Semick looking for his first pro goal. Johnson ahead to neutral ice. Berezowski feeds it off the far wing boards. Grizz get it back. Semick near side over to Teixeira in front of Januzzi's net. Back to Semick, the Arizona State product, over to Teixeira, who moves out to center ice for Gallant. It tapped off his stick and goes in deep as Gallant and Messner will come off the ice. Gallant stays in there. Mojer off the near wing boards to Johnson. As Johnson surveys, diagonal pass hits a body at center ice, and it's Aragon. Stapley at the Utah blue line. Backs it up to Mayhew. Mayhew near side gets to center ice. He tried to find his college teammate. Stapley couldn't reach it. And the problem is the pass came from Grizzlies territory. So icing's on Utah with 6:21 left in the first. We haven't had a shot in quite a while, as the Growlers still stuck at 7 shots, and the Grizzlies have taken 6. We are seeing a lot of action at neutral ice, but it seems like both teams just need that one more pass to connect to get that good scoring chance. Grizz yet to get a power play. Growlers had one, and they didn't get a shot in 2 minutes when Corey Thomas was in the box halfway through the first period. Daw will take the face-off against Stapley. Stapley kicked out of the circle. Aragon will take the draw. Aragon fought Daw in last night's game. Now Aragon backs out, and Stapley will take the draw again. As a face-off won by Utah. Teixeira near corner will tap it off the boards, and it goes towards Cavlin. Cavlin raises his right arm, and so does Colin Kleinendorf, the linesman. Icing on Utah again. Boy, a lot of icing calls here on the Grizzlies in this first period. In fact, 2 more icings. They get to open up a Nothing Bundt Cakes location here at Maverik Center. Speaking of Nothing Bundt Cakes, those are outstanding. Just looking at their logo on the dasher board, far corner of the Grizzly zone here in the first period, makes me want some. Caulfield will take the draw against Stapley. Brock Caulfield, the brother of Cole Caulfield, who plays for the Montreal Canadiens. Off the draw, Brian, right wing, shot, and it's blocked as the puck squirts to the left point. Victor keeps it in. Josh Victor slides along the wall. Caulfield behind the net, near side. Caulfield skates towards the point and taps to Earn off the boards. Earn will fire it off the Penske sign. As Growlers, Johnson tries to feed it out in front. It glanced off Januzzi's pads, and it goes to Mayhew, who carries it out of the zone. Mayhew to center ice, trying to get it to Gallant. It slides across him off the far boards. Grizz make a line change. Less than 6 minutes left in the first, still no score. Johnson gets cut off and loses the puck. Good job by Nathan Burke, who's played a strong two-way game so far. Wesley, ahead pass picked off at center ice. Cutler takes it off Dawes' stick. Cutler right side, lefty shot is blocked. Cutler around the net gets the puck. He'll throw it to Thomas, left point. Thomas back to Cutler. As Cutler towards the corner, Thomas got tripped up, no call. As Aragon behind his net, tries to chip it out in front, hits the side of the net. Burke over to the right side. Burke gets up top to Wesley on a hot pass. Wesley fires towards the net. It gets redirected. Now Burke gets a shot. Saved by Cavallin. What a stop. As Burke had a good look. Now left wing. Thomas with a shot that goes wide. As Wesley, right wing, fires it towards the net. Cavallin makes the save. And a battle out in front. Nathan Burke in front, but Cavallin makes the stop. A couple good looks for the Grizzlies. Luke Cavallin made a big save out in front to keep it a scoreless game. 5:03 left in the first. Still no score. Both teams have taken 7 shots on the other, but nobody's found the back of the net. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
5 minutes, 3 seconds left in the first period. No score. Grizzlies had a couple good looks there before the last whistle, and Luke Cavallin looks like he's brought his A game tonight. He struggled a little bit on Wednesday night, stopping only 9 of 13. As Grizz had a pretty good look from the right side. And then Burke right down the middle off the rebound. And that's where Cavallin made the nice stop as the puck bounced off his glove. And then Thomas fired towards the net. It went high. And Grizzlies had some good action, but it stays a scoreless game. Face-offs in the near circle of the Growlers zone. Grizz skate from right to left during the first period. Still no score as the Growlers around their own net. As Nolan Dillingham, I'm pretty sure their broadcaster says Dilly Dilly when he scores a goal. Yakura feeds it back to the near corner. That is unless Bud Light's not one of their sponsors, of course. Dillingham behind his own net as Aragon in front of Luke Cavallin. As Aragon shadows, fans want action. And Dillingham says, here you go. He fires it off the far wing boards. Messner looks to center it out in front to Aragon. It's cut off by Dillingham, who feeds to Berezowski far side. He chips it across. Bouncing puck off the near boards. It goes to Yakura. Yakura, backhand shot. Saved by Cavallin. Cavallin's glove side is his right, and his stick side's on his left. After the whistle, Yakura and Berezowski push each other. Yakura got together a pretty good backhand shot from the near corner on a sharp angle. The Cavallin made the save on. Yakura, 14th-year pro. He's made the rounds of pro hockey. Yakura, 38 years old, oldest skater in Grizzlies history. Emergency backup goaltender Jay Stevens, I think, was about 43 or 44 when he appeared in a Grizzlies game about 7 or 8 years ago. Tyler Penner will take the draw. You know he's going to be in there every time, as I think his consecutive game streak has now reached 157 in the regular season, 181 if you count the playoffs. Grizz win the draw. Raby backhand shot, stick save by Cavallin. Raby and Martel over in the corner with 2 Growlers on the far side. As Raby gets held up, Penner pitches it off the end boards as Martel gets poked away by Modry near corner. Penner, the Colgate product, feeds it out to Raby. Near circle, Raby lefty shot, saved by Cavallin. As Johnson, back in his own zone, gets poked away by Martel. Puck stays in play. Martel tried to center it. Got deflected by a Growler as Teixeira gets cut off by Johnson. Johnson's been outstanding this series. He gets towards center ice, slides it ahead. Teixeira gets it far side, across to Mayhew. Both teams make a line change. Mayhew head to Martel, flies off the stick, stays in place. It bounced off the Growler's backboard as Don gets poked away by Mayhew to the near corner. Messner, the number 1 star last night. Stapley skates over there, but it's Neil Shea that gets it. He moves it ahead to Singleton. Singleton gets poked away by Gallant, the Western Michigan product. Battle in front of the Growlers bench as Singleton out to center ice, veers off to the right. Right wing pass to Lincoln Earn. Right side, righty shot. Pad save by Januzzi. Daw gets blasted by Mayhew. Mayhew has some words for Daw on the way back. Stapley to Wesley, right side. Wesley fires towards the net. Glove save by Cavillon. And he holds on. 3:01 left in the first. Boy, Mayhew delivered a big hit on Adam Daw. And then Mayhew, you could see, was saying a few things to Daw as Mayhew was skating back towards the Growlers net. Delivering hits and talking smack. That seems to be the order of the day here in the first period. Big hit by Mayhew, and there's the words on the parting shot to Daw as they show on Flow Sports. Draws in the Growler zone, far circle, late in the first period. Utah 10 shots, the Growlers 8. Off the draw, Yoon shot goes wide as Aragon over to Burke near corner. Burke being pushed by Tykonik. Now Cutler gets thrown along the wall by Dillingham. Dillingham continues to hold on to Cutler. As right point, Thomas keeps it in over to Cutler. A glance off his stick and glides slowly towards Cavillon, who gets on 2 hops and a slide on the ice. Cavillon covers up in the crease as we get a whistle with 2:43 left in the first. Utah's up to 11 shots. Growlers have taken 8. A lot of fun here early on. We had an exciting game last night, and you can tell with both teams knowing the importance of the first goal. Both teams are really on point defensively. Tykonik throws to the near corner after the Growlers won the face-off. Delivering a hit is Utah. Now left wing. Cutler shot saved by Cavillon. As Dennis pitches out to center ice, Yoon chases after it. Yoon, the Colorado College product, first-year pro. He leads the Grizzlies in plus-minus at a +6. Cutler gets cut off as he was trying to exit the zone with the puck. At center ice, Dillingham drives it in. Januzzi cuts it off with the Maverik sign behind his net. He'll throw it to the far side for Yoon. Near wing slide to Aragon, who gains center ice. Aragon gets to the line. He gets hit by Caulfield. Cutler takes over the puck. He lifts it high into the air, and it's gloved by Cavillon just outside of his crease. 2:06 left in the first. Boy, crafty play by Cutler, just lofting it towards the net. Shot would have gone wide anyway, but Cavillon decided to glove it. Jordan Martell looks up at himself on the video board. He scored the game winner last night. Martell and Cutler are tied for the club lead with 10 points each. Penner wearing an A on his sweater takes the face-off. He wins it. Semick left side, lefty shot, and it glanced off of O'Brien's stick as Penner tried to feed it out in front, and Cavillon cuts it off and stops play with an even 2 minutes left in the first. Grizz will keep the same 5 on the ice. Semick and Teixeira, they've worked well together over the last couple games. Penner taking the face-off, wearing that net guard that you're going to see more and more players wear. Martell on the right side, Raby to the left. And when you put the mustache with the net guard, it's a pretty sharp look. I might wear that away from the ice. I might just wear that in the booth. It's kind of a good look. Problem is I don't look good with a mustache. Johnson tried to dump it in. The puck flies in the spectator area. Boy, Johnson kind of shrugged his head a little bit as the puck flew into the stands. Hopefully everybody's okay. Well, over there in section 124, I don't know what. Section 124 is packed with people. 103 is pretty packed as well over towards the Growler zone. Grizz win the center ice draw as Raby moves it ahead. Now O'Brien, Earn will bounce it off for Raby. Battle along the near wing boards at neutral ice. Growlers come out of the pile with the puck. Johnson, right wing, dumps it in from neutral ice. Semick will roll it along the far side. Martell out to Penner. Left wing pass off a Growler stick to Raby. Raby to Teixeira. He skates in left wing. Teixeira, lefty shot. Blocker saved by Cavillon. Cavillon's already seen just about as many shots tonight as he saw all of Wednesday. Dillingham crosses center ice. Backhand pass towards Weiss. Weiss to the corner. Chases after it. Coop Miners over there. Coop Miners to the corner. Gets double team. Teixeira and Mayhew over there. 1:10 left in the first. Still no score. Grizz have outshot the Growlers 13-8. Raby gets hit in the back by Dillingham. That's going to be a penalty. As Dillingham touched it up, Dillingham's going to get 2 minutes. He had Raby right in the back along the near wing boards. Cross-checking's the call, and the Grizz is going to be on the power play for the first time tonight. Nolan Dillingham argues this case, but Craig Peterson says, I saw it clearly. Grizzlies' power play over the last 7 games is 6 for 20. Taking the draw is going to be Brandon Cutler. He's got Josh Wesley and Mick Messner up front. Back end is Mayhew and Brett Stapley. Time of penalty, 18:57 into the first period. Nolan Dillingham, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Cruikshank will take the draw. He takes about all the key face-offs for the Growlers. Newfoundland without their captain, Todd Skirving, for the third straight game. Utah wins the draw. Mayhew over to Stapley, right side. Back to Mayhew. Right wing over to Wesley. One-timer, he didn't get much on it. Puck glides towards the near boards. As Stapley with a push. Messner on one side. Looked like Stapley had some damage to his skate as he flexes his left arm, or his left leg. Arms are different than legs as Messner throws to the right side for Cutler. Back to Stapley. Stapley, far wing boards over to Cutler. Now across to Wesley, over to Mayhew. And now back to Cutler. Right side to Stapley. Look to center. It glanced off a stick and flies out of play into row 3 of section 112, where a fan comes away with a souvenir. Fan caught it, and he holds the puck in celebration. 24 seconds left in the first. 1:21 left in the power play. If Utah doesn't score here at the end of the first period, they will stay on the power play to start the second. Same five on the ice. Stapley, Messner, and Cutler with Wesley and Mayhew on the back end. Brock Caulfield will take the face-off for the Growlers. They made a change. Grizz win the draw. Wesley over to Cutler. 20 seconds left in the period. Cutler over to Mayhew. Mayhew, high slot. Lefty shot goes high off the glass. Messner gets pushed along the boards by Tykonik. Corey Dennis over there hacking away with Wesley. Time's about running out. 8 seconds left in the period. Stapley comes out of the pile with a puck. He skates towards the far wing. Now up top for Cutler as across to Mayhew. Over to Wesley. Wesley with a shot. Saved by Kavlin. And time runs out as Wesley had a good shot right at the buzzer. And Kavlin made the stop on a nice pad save. And that ends the first period. Grizz have more shots on Luke Kavlin here in the first period than they had all of Wednesday night. Utah won 4-1 on Wednesday, but Kavlin looks like he's been pretty sharp here so far. Dante Januzzi stopped all 8 he saw in the first period for the Grizz. He didn't see a whole lot of action there in the second half of this first period. Well, nobody found the back of the net. Grizz will be on the power play for the first 57 seconds of the second period. When we come back, we'll recap the first period statistically, and we'll also talk some hockey and go over some scores from around the world of sports. After one period, it's the Growlers nothing and the Grizzlies nothing. We're back in 2 minutes with the intermission report brought to you by Rio Tinto Kennecott on the Utah Grizzlies Radio Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
First intermission here at Maverik Center, no score. Utah outshot Newfoundland 14-8 in the first period. Corey Thomas got an interference minor, 9:23 in. The Growlers didn't have a single shot on that power play. Nolan Dillingham got a cross-checking minor as he hit Dakota Raby right in the back with 1:03 left in the first period. Grizz had one shot on that power play that was taken by Josh Wesley right at the buzzer with about 2 seconds left, and Kavlin made a nice pad save, a blocker save, really. Kavlin's glove side is his right, and his stick side's his left, and he looks a lot more sharp and really kind of shows the kind of stats he has this season and last year. He had a really solid year with the Growlers last year, and he's more reflective of those stats tonight than he was on Wednesday. In fact, last year, Kavlin had a record of 24-9-1 with Newfoundland with a 2.56 goals against average and 917 save percentage. And he's been pretty good this season. You know, it was just kind of a rough one for him on Wednesday, and he looks more like the goaltender that's got an AHL contract here tonight than he did on Wednesday. Dante Januzzi, first time we've seen him here at Maverik Center, and he saw a decent amount of action there early on. Didn't see a whole lot of shots there the second half of the first period. He stopped all 8 he saw in the first 20 minutes. We'll see if the Grizzlies can find a way to capitalize early in the second period on the power play, as the Grizz have done a good job early in the second period a few times this season. So we'll see what happens here in the middle frame in a few minutes. In terms of the Grizzlies shot count, 14 shots in the first period. Josh Wesley, Dakota Raby, and Brandon Cutler each have 3 shots. Nathan Burke and Keone Teixeira have 2 shots, and then Mick Messner with 1 shot. It's kind of interesting. Sometimes you see a very balanced shot count in the first period, maybe even the first 2 periods tonight. That's not really the case. It's about 6 guys that have registered Utah's shots. Wesley, Raby, and Cutler with 3. And then 2 shots each for Nathan Burke, Keone Teixeira, and Mick Messner with 1 shot. You can still bid on the Dash Auction app, or you can still pick the Optum first goal of the game and go to the Dash Auction app if you want the jerseys that the Grizzlies wore for warm-ups the last 2 nights. We don't want to put the Growlers too much on blast for why the Grizzlies are not wearing them for game action. Simply put, they refuse to bring their white jerseys. So you can bid on those warm-up jerseys over the last couple of nights on the Dash Auction app. You can also bid on the first goal app, the first goal on the Dash Auction app last night. You could bid on the Mick Messner goal puck, and the same is going to be the case tonight when Utah scores for the first time. For the Growlers, in their 8 shots, Grant Crookshank had 2, and then 6 other Growlers had 1 shot each in the first period. No score. Both teams right now listed as 0 for 1 on the power play. Other action in the league. First intermission, Rapid City leads Idaho 1-0. That game played at the Monument. Last of a 3-game series. The Steelheads are going for the sweep. Jerry Leon has the Rapid City goal, 4:33 in. He hasn't played against the Grizzlies. He's new to the Rapid City club. Idaho is starting Mo in net. He has stopped 7 of 8. Murphy for Rapid City has stopped all 21 he has seen. So the Steelheads outshot the Rush 21-8 in the first period, but it's Rapid City that leads 1-0. Late second period, Tulsa has a 4-3 lead over Allen. Johnny Walker's making his second appearance for the Allen Americans. He signed with them yesterday. He scored a third period goal, but he only has 2 shots and 2 penalty minutes tonight. Chris Malari had the game winner in overtime last night. He scored first for Allen. A lot of scoring in the game. Tulsa's outshot Allen 31-17, and the Oilers have a 4-3 lead late in the second period. Tulsa and Allen are going to be the Grizzlies' 2 opponents next week. Utah will be at Allen on Friday night, and then the Grizz will drive to Tulsa and play games on Saturday night and Sunday late afternoon. I think the Sunday game is going to be a 3:05 start in the Mountain Time Zone. Friday and Saturday, I think are going to start. One of them is going to start at 6:10 and the other at 6:05. Late third period, Toledo is going to defeat Fort Wayne 6-4, the final there. As Fort Wayne, it's kind of been one of those up and down teams. They had Cameron Wright to start the season, did the Fort Wayne Comets, but he is now in the AHL with, I think, Bakersfield. Games have gone final. The Iowa Wild, the Iowa Heartlanders, the league affiliate of the Iowa Wild, stay red hot. They win 6-2 over Wheeling How about that? The Iowa Wild, I think their winning streak goes to 9 games, as Iowa is a 6-2 winner over Wheeling. Wichita over Kansas City, 6-4. That's a big one as the Mavericks get their 4th loss of the season. Kansas City's 13-4. Wichita goes to 6-11-1. So the Thunder get a road victory at Kansas City. Kalamazoo shuts out Cincinnati 3-0. Jacksonville over Savannah 4-1. Greenville shuts out Atlanta 5-0. And Worcester's a 4-2 winner over Adirondack. 2 other finals, Maine over Reading 3-1. And Norfolk defeats Trois-Rivières 5-2. A lot of fun stuff happening here at Maverik Center tonight. Well, the next homestand is going to be a lot of fun. Don't forget, 2 weeks from now on December 9th, it's going to be a big one. It's going to be Ugly Sweater Night. I got to figure out which ugly sweater to wear. Last couple years, Jared Dane gave me an ugly sweater, and it was about as ugly as it can be. I'm not sure I can fit in that sweater this year, so I've got to go find something there. People would joke that, figure out who the Grizzlies' opponent is and just wear their jersey. Ugly Sweater Night. It's the Allen Americans that will be in town for a couple weeks from now. It's going to be a 3-game series, December 6th, 8th, and 9th. That's a Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Saturday night's going to be Ugly Sweater Night, and it's also going to be the annual teddy bear toss. Last year, the Grizzlies had over 2,000 teddy bears thrown on the ice. That was for what we believe is a new team record. We want to do better than that this season. The challenge is out to Grizzlies fans. I want to see at least 3,000 teddy bears. I want a very lengthy delay as everybody's going to pick up the teddy bears. We want a lengthy delay. We want to see a ton of teddy bears thrown on the Maverik Center ice. Bring your ugly sweater and a few teddy bears and throw them on the ice. After Utah's first goal, that's going to be on Saturday, December 9th. 2 weeks from now as the Grizzlies take on Johnny Walker and the Allen Americans. NHL action on this Saturday night. I know a lot of people are talking college football, and in the state of Alabama, specifically, they're going to be talking about 4th and goal from the 31-yard line for about the next century. Everybody keeps talking about that kick 6 from 10 years ago that Auburn had the miraculous win on, as Chris Davis went over 100 yards on the kick 6 on the missed field goal. Well, Alabama was down 24-20. They had 4th and goal from the 31-yard line. And Alabama threw a touchdown pass over in the left end zone, over in the corner, and get the victory 27-24. It looked like Alabama had picked off a pass and returned it for a touchdown at the end of the game, but it looked like it didn't count. And so Alabama comes away with the victory. The final score there in the Iron Bowl, 27-24. Alabama will be in the SEC championship game next week, taking on the Georgia Bulldogs. Locally in college football, Oklahoma State defeats BYU 40-34 in double overtime. That means BYU's season is over. They are not going to a bowl game. They finish up 5-7. Oklahoma State goes to 9-3, and they will meet Texas in the Big 12 championship game. Coach Prime was in town with his Colorado Buffaloes, and they kept it close, but Utah gets a 23-17 victory over Colorado. Batari made his first start with the Utes at the quarterback position. He was 6 of 10 passing for 61 yards. The Utes had a ton of rushing yards, and that's why they won the game. As the Utes win 23-17, their record goes to 8-4. Colorado, their season comes to an end with a 4-8 record. In terms of rushing yards, the Utes had 268 rushing yards into this afternoon's game against Colorado. Final score: Utah 23, Colorado 17. In the NHL, let's see. There's a lot of football scores to get through. There's 8 games in the NHL today. 4 of them have gone final. The Newfoundland Growlers NHL affiliate is the Toronto Maple Leafs, and today Pittsburgh defeats Toronto by a 3-2 score. Carlson had 1 goal for Pittsburgh, and the Penguins go to 10-10 on the year. The Maple Leafs fall to 10-6-3. Devils defeat the Sabres 7-2. Kings shut out the Canadiens 4-0, and the Rangers topple the Bruins 7-4. 8 minutes left in the third period. No score between the Flyers and Islanders in a goaltending duel. At 8 o'clock, Calgary is at Colorado. Obviously, the Avalanche are the Grizzlies NHL affiliate. Colorado's got a 13-6 record. Calgary is 8-9-3. Also at 8 o'clock, Vancouver is at San Jose, and Arizona is at the defending champs, the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas is 14-4-2 this year. Arizona is 8-9-2. When we come back, we will talk some hockey and get ready for second period action. But before we do that, let's go over some of the stats of the first period. Grizz had 5 scoring chances. The Growlers had 2. Faceoffs were won by Utah by a 14-9 margin. Utah had 4 hits to Newfoundland 6, and both teams had 3 giveaways in the first period. That's according to the off-ice officials. When we come back, we'll have second period action, as we're still looking for the game's first goal. Utah will be on the power play the first 57 seconds of the second period. We'll come back and have the middle frame when we come back in 2 minutes, as there's no score here at Maverik Center on the Grizzlies Radio Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Expectations here will always remain high, and we'll continue to find a way.
Guys put together a lot of good games, you know.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. We're about set for second period action. No score between the Grizzlies and Growlers. Utah will be on the power play the first 57 seconds of the second period. I mentioned the 3-game road trip the Grizzlies have next week, as they will be in Allen, Texas on Friday night, taking on Johnny Walker, Chris Malari, and the rest of the Allen Americans. Utah will be at Allen Friday. Faceoff's going to be at 6:10. Pregame coverage at 5:55. Utah will then be in Tulsa Saturday, December 2nd. That's going to be 7 days from now. It's going to be a 6:05 Mountain Time Zone faceoff. And then Sunday, December 3rd, faceoff's going to be at 3:05 over at BOK Center. Next homestand for the Grizzlies will be a 3-game set against the Allen Americans. Wednesday is going to be the next home game, Wednesday, December 6th. It's going to be a Bud Light College night with $10 student tickets. And then Friday, December 8th, is going to be an AFCU Friday, where tickets start just $10 when you pay using your AFCU debit or credit card at the Maverik Center box office. And Saturday, December 9th, is going to be the annual teddy bear toss. We had about 2,200 teddy bears last season. We want to see even more this year. And Saturday the 9th is going to be ugly sweater night as well. So bring your ugly sweaters and some teddy bears and enjoy some Grizzlies hockey with us. And obviously, with the teddy bear toss, fans throw teddy bears on the ice after the game, after the home team's first goal, in this case being the Grizzlies. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Dante Januzzi stretches out in front of his net, Januzzi stopped all 8 he saw in the first period. I think when you're talking about shots, sometimes it can be misleading if you're not necessarily getting good quality looks. Grizz had 5 scoring chances among the 14 shots in the first period. I thought Luke Kavlin in the first period, the Growlers goaltender, looked much more sharp than he did at any point on Wednesday. And he's been a lot more busy. After all, he only saw 13 shots through in 3 periods on Wednesday. He saw 14 here in the first period. So he might just be that type of goalie that the more work he sees, the more shots he sees, the better off he is. Grizz will be skating from left to right as we see it from high atop section 114. And your mind's eye see it on YouTube. Yeah, I know what YouTube's known for, but we'll try to paint a picture for you. Growlers will be skating from right to left. Martell's on the ice with Nathan Burke, Dakota Raby. The back end is Brian Yoon and Keone Teixeira. Grant Cruikshank is going to take the face-off. He's out there with Johnny Tykonik, Josh Victor, and Berezowski, Jackson Berezowski, who was absolutely dominant in the WHL last year, was Berezowski. He actually had 48 goals in 62 games in the WHL with Everett last year. Berezowski's got an AHL deal. In fact, there's quite a few players for the Growlers who have AHL contracts. I count 11 players on their roster right now who have got AHL deals with the Toronto Marlies. Grizz in the cream-colored the third jersey. He's not a specialty jersey. They'll wear him from time to time this year. A green G in the front and green numbers in the back with black trim. Draws at center ice. Martell will take it against Cruikshank. And the draw won by the Growlers as Tykonik chases after it deep in his own zone. Tykonik gets it. He skates around Kavlin's net. Tykonik backhands it past Teixeira as Januzzi skates the far side. Stops before it gets to the goal line. Gets to Brian Yoon. Now to Teixeira, who skates around Utah's net. Keone Teixeira ahead to Raby at center ice. Raby gets pushed, but drops off for Yoon, who fires it in. Kavlin behind his net will glide it towards the far boards. Bouncing puck. Teixeira moves it ahead. Far side, Nathan Burke. Back to Teixeira late in the power play. Yoon right side. Over to Teixeira. Left side near the Coca-Cola sign. Back to the Rooster. Over to Yoon. High slot. Back to Martell. Martell fires a righty shot. And it's blocked. Might have hit Raby. Raby skates towards the far corner. He gets double teamed. Taking it's Josh Victor. Skates behind his goal line. He gets pushed by Martell. As there's less than 10 seconds left in the power play. Burke gets pushed. Martell. Burke gets the puck. He feeds up top to Teixeira. Fakes a shot. Walks in. Right wing. Lefty shot. Kick saved by Kavlin. Now up ahead looking for Dillingham. Pass behind him. No icing. Januzzi behind his net. Feeds along the far wing. Growlers on a line change. Shot, and it's hits off Berezowski, his teammate. Shot was taken by Caulfield. At the Utah blue line near side, Messner moves it ahead. Dennis chases after it, and it's going to be icing on Utah as Messner hadn't crossed the center red line with the puck before dumping it in. So we get a whistle with 18:44 left in the second. Grizzlies had one shot on their power play, but we still have no score here in tonight's contest. Good crowd here tonight. Looks like a very similar size crowd to what we had last night when we had a little bit more than 5,400. Draw won by the Grizz. Teixeira back at his back wall, throws to the far side. Modry keeps it in right point. Shea slides it from one corner to the other near side as Caulfield back to Shea behind Utah's net. Shea will get it towards Johnson. Right wing, righty shot is blocked by the stick of Martell and flies out of play. Isaac Johnson, as we've learned the first 2 games of the series, is somebody to watch out for. You got to make sure you take away his time and space. Isaac Johnson had more than a point a game last season for the Growlers, and he's off to a fast start this season. Johnson's one of those 11 players that's got an AHL contract with the Toronto Marlies. State Blue will take the draw against Brock Caulfield. Caulfield last season played at the University of Wisconsin and had 11 goals and 12 assists in 36 games. Growlers win the draw, but the puck goes back to neutral ice. Modry fires it back in. Now Mayhew up ahead. Pass to center ice, picked off by Johnson. He skates in. Right circle. Mayhew pushes Johnson into the corner. Johnson keeps the puck. He'll drop it off to the corner that was vacated. Right wing, Shea, lefty shot. Saved by Januzzi. Puck goes back to the near side. Dennis with a blast from the left point that goes wide as Modry loses his balance. Cole Gallant, 2-on-1. Skates the left circle. Gallant fires a righty shot that goes high and off the glass. He tried to go high on Kavlin and just missed the net. Shea over towards Corey Dennis. Dennis drives it from center ice around the wall. Mayhew far corner gets it. Mayhew over to Wesley. near goal line. Back to Mayhew's behind Januzzi's net. As Mayhew will now start the attack. He skates down the middle. Mayhew with a right wing pass to Wesley. Across the center ice. Fires a shot. Kick saved by Cavlin. Rebound goes to Dillingham, who moves it ahead. Don towards Coop Miners. Now to Tykonik, who gets the center ice and lifts it in. As Cutler near goal line. Will skate out to the near wing boards. He gets pushed by Singleton, but Cutler keeps his feet. He tried to get it to Burke, and it bounced off a Growler. Action along the near boards as Aragon gets back to his feet after falling down. Singleton towards Dillingham, back to Tate Singleton, the Ohio State product, first-year pro. Right wing pass to Daw across the center ice. Daw drops it off. Dillingham with a righty shot, and a pad saved by Januzzi, and he kicks it to the far corner. Yoon will start the attack. He skates along the far wing. Up head to Burke, who crosses center ice. Burke will loft it in. Puck wobbles towards the goal line. Cavlin feeds it back to the near side. Now it glides along the near wing boards to center ice. Texture at the Utah blue line. Left wing pass to Martel. Martel dumped it in. Delayed offside as Colin Kleinendorf, the linesman, holds up his right arm. Victor gets to neutral ice. He dumps it in, and he dumped it in well in his own territory, but no icing as Cruikshank was over there. Cruikshank, right circle. Skates around the circle. Now he feeds to Victor, left point. Josh Victor will fire it off the end wall. As the Growlers over towards Berezowski, trying to get it back on the give and go to Weiss. Grizzlies will clear it out to center. Raby chases after it. Victor moves it ahead. Now Raby over to Martel, right side. The Rooster skates the right circle. Now he stops before he gets to the corner. Gets it back up top for Texera. Fires the lefty shot that goes high. As Berezowski out to neutral ice. One-on-one battle with Raby. Berezowski drops it off for who moves a right wing pass to Weiss, who gains the line, dumps it in, but it hit a stanchion, so it didn't go all the way. As Penner over to Texera, who bounced it off of Cruikshank. Now the puck squirts to center ice. Growlers have it. Still no score. Dennis will drop it off for Shea. Shea centers it out in front. Johnson shot, and it's blocked out in front by Semick. Semick will ice the puck. As the whistle blows with 15 minutes and 32 seconds left in the second. A game that's resembled my dating life here in 2023. They're scoreless here at Maverik Center. 15:32 left in the second. Grizz up to 16 shots. Growlers have taken 11. Still looking for the game's first goal. Still looking for the Optum first goal of the game score. As we mentioned, both teams are 5-1 this season when scoring first. Compfield will take the draw against Penner. Penner wins the draw, but then Johnson gets it far corner. Johnson gets poked by Penner. Raby gets the puck. Raby out to Texera, who gains center ice, and he drives it off the near wing glass. As Cavlin plays it behind his net over to Dennis. He moves it to Caulfield, out to center ice for Johnson, who gets it near the logo. Johnson throws to the far wing boards and chases after it near the corner. As action in the Grizzlies zone, Shea gets it up top, but Modry was exiting the ice in the right point. Puck slides all the way towards Cavlin. Near wing pass to Tykonik. He gets to center ice, right wing pass. Daw enters. Daw's about 5'9", 150 pounds. Out to the far corner as Cruikshank make that Tykonik. Skates along the near goal line. Pretty deep for a defenseman to be down there. Now he throws it to Dillingham, who swings and misses. Dillingham gets it back. Right wing shot. Kick saved by Januzzi. As Gallant slides to center ice, taken back by Dillingham over to Tykonik, who lofts it out to Daw. Daw skates down the middle. Right wing pass. Lefty shot. Saved by Januzzi. As Singleton had a one-timer in the right circle. Januzzi makes the save and stops play with 14:30 left in the second. Boy, what action here at Maverik Center. Both teams defensively have been on point. Both teams are a little bit quicker in neutral ice here in the second period, making quicker decisions. And Januzzi's been a fun one to watch. Not a very big guy, but he's the guy that moves around quite a bit. Next time we have Tim Broussard on, we'll get his thoughts on what he has seen from Januzzi. Don will take the draw against Brandon Cutler. Don, 21 games with the Growlers last year, had 7 goals and 2 assists. Cutler, 10 points this season, tied with Martel for the club lead. He wins the draw, does Cutler over to Thomas. Now Nathan Burke gets blasted by Josh Victor. That's got to be a penalty. No, and now the arm is raised. And now we got a brawl on the near side. Victor lit up Burke. And now everybody's finding a dance partner. Cutler and Modry. It looks like Coop Miners. Coop Miners has Cutler in a headlock. Victor saw Burke, and Burke didn't notice Victor, and Victor lit him up. And then everybody raced over towards that area and found a dance partner. Cutler yelling at Coop Miners. Victor is sitting in the penalty box right now. Rumor has it that Josh Victor almost fought Grisby after the game, as Adam Dawes is going to skate towards neutral ice as well. Let's see if the Grizzlies are going to get a penalty of some kind. Yoon is going to skate with Colin Kleinendorf. And let's see, I think Yoon's going to go to the box. Looks like Tate Singleton's going to skate over there. Looks like Singleton's just going to get Victor's equipment to the penalty box. Yoon steps in the box. Cutler towards the box, but he does a pump fake and skates back towards the bench. So Victor's in the box for the Growlers. Yoon in there for Utah. They show a replay. Burke skated up ice, and then Victor lit him up. And then Yoon skated over to confront Victor. Yoon doing what a good teammate did. Victor's got a big size advantage. Then Victor threw about 4 rights at Yoon. Victor's a pretty big guy, 6'4" and about 212 pounds. And Brian Yoon, just for being a good teammate, goes to the penalty boxes. He was the closest one to the play. And so that's the first big physical action that Brian Yoon's been in of that sort. 14:23 left in the second period. We saw a lot of physical play in the second half of last night's game. And this is the first bit of physical play we've seen of that kind here tonight. Victor got a 10-minute misconduct late second period into the third period in last night's game. And the Growlers are going to be a physical team, kind of a reflection of what Matt Cook was as a player. Cook, spent over 1,000 games in the NHL, and he was somebody that was known to kind of toe the line from time to time, which really isn't the worst thing. Sometimes, after all, when you look at the game of hockey, there's no out of bounds. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. And there's always going to be a physical presence to this. 2 fans chugging a beer on the video board at the Maverik Center ice, and it looks like they're having a good time. Grant Cruikshank and Josh Wesley talking things over. Wesley, the Grizzlies captain. The Newfoundland captain. I know a lot of people are hoping to see Todd Skirving in this series. Skirving played in 6 games with the Grizzlies in the 2017-2018 season. But for some reason, everybody remembers Todd Skirving. It is about 2 or 3 week stint with the Grizz. And so, I think everybody was hoping to see Skirving. He had an outstanding year with the Growlers last year. Skirving wearing the captain's C, but he's not in there this week. James Melindy, who was with the Grizzlies in that same 2017-2018 season. I think he's been a Growler as long as the franchise has been around, but Melindy has only played in 2 games this season. Very long conversation. Craig Peterson in his debut as a referee. Normally he's a linesman, but he's a referee tonight. And Peterson talking with Cruikshank and Wesley. Now, Peterson will skate towards the bench. So it looks like Josh Victor for the Growlers got 2 minutes for elbowing and a 5-minute fighting major. And it looks like Brian Yoon got a 5-minute fighting major and 2 minutes for roughing. Those penalties offset. Will replay first down. 14:23 left in the second as Peterson goes over to talk with Matt Cook. Cook obviously going to start a filibuster and claim that the Growlers should have a power play. There's no way that, unless he's saying, look, it's Burke's responsibility to know where Victor is. Victor lit him up along the near side. They gave Victor an elbowing minor, but it easily could have been interference. I think if you just interpret it as interference, maybe Cook actually gave an elbow motion there as he was arguing. Matt Cook being shown on the video board, and he's getting booed. He's getting booed more than Philadelphia Flyer fans were booing him when he was a member of the Pittsburgh Penguins. And the Grizzlies bench pretty calm right now. Boy, time of last night's game was 2 hours, 42 minutes. What is this, baseball before the pitch clock was put in place? As at some point, the conversation just has to turn into a, look, let's agree to disagree and let's play hockey. Cook is trying to buy some calls right here, knowing that Peterson is in his first game as a pro referee, normally a linesman. Now Peterson will go talk with Ryan Knaswich. Peterson, a native of Ogden, Utah. And Knaswich, I think, is arguing that the Grizzlies should have a power play and that Victor should get more than 2 minutes there knowing kind of how this series has been playing out. Kanaswich kind of look more in agreement than anything else. Kanaswich pretty calm, sporting a sweet-looking blue jacket with a lighter colored shirt. One fan in section 114 yelling, "Let's play some hockey." And I agree with that sentiment. At some point, you just got to say, look, that's the call we're making, and we got to play. Unless the officials are trying to offer a little bit more transparency to both teams' benches and taking maybe a little bit extra time to clarify things. Now Kanaswich talking with Christian Horn behind Utah's bench. Some fans have got some cold beverages, and they're probably going to try to find themselves in the video board and start chugging away. So we're going to skate, I think, 4-on-4. There's 5 on the ice for the Grizzlies right now. Growlers, as now the conversation continues with Craig Peterson and Matt Cook. So let's see. Now there's 5 on the ice for the Growlers. So the penalty's offset, and instead of skating 4-on-4, we'll skate 5-on-5. There's a fan chugging a beer, wearing a Utah Jazz hat, and he finishes the beer, sporting kind of a 3-day growth worth of a beard. Draws it neutral ice, near side, won by the Growlers. They skate from right to left during the second period, and I'm glad we're back to hockey. Januzzi behind his net, turnover. As behind the net, Johnson feeds it up top to Tykonik, left point. He fakes a shot. Now he takes one that goes wide as it ricochets off the glass. Mayhew lofted out to center ice, and it goes deep in the Growlers zone. And icing is on Utah with 14:02 left in the second. So Victor and Yoon are in the box for their respective teams, serving 2 and 5s. We'll see them later in the second period. Draws going to be in the near circle. Cruikshank will take it against Brett Stapley. Stapley's got a point in 6 of his 7 games since joining the Grizzlies. Stapley started the year with the AHL's Colorado Eagles, didn't appear in any games. Growlers win the draw. Dennis, left wing, shot goes wide off the Maverik side as Gallant bounces off of Dennis. And towards the blue line, Weiss collides with Gallant. And the Grizzlies squirted it out to center ice. Modry back in control. As Cruikshank, right side, backhand shot is deflected by Wesley's stick. Weiss along the near side. Wesley in the area. Stapley, Mayhew as well. As Dennis got it taken away by Mayhew. Dances around the Grizzlies net. Mayhew making a nice spin move. Now he veers off to the near side. Right wing pass to Stapley, who gets it. He crosses the red line to Stapley, and he dumps it in. Grizz make a line change. 13:20 K-fan left in the second period. No score. As Singleton up ahead to Shea. Now Dopp drops it off for Singleton left side. Singleton near goal line. Siren pass shot saved by Januzzi. As Dopp was out in front, had a good look, but he was probably a little bit too close to Januzzi to have much of an angle. Raby enters the zone. Over to Penner, right side. Righty shot goes wide. He tried to go glove side on Cavallin. Left point. Semick keeps it in. He feeds it towards the middle. Raby, right side. Looks to center to Penner. Shot. Glances off the stick of Joe Masonis and deflects out of play. Good job by Masonis as Penner had a really good look on the right side. As Masonis and Penner have a conversation, kind of a lighthearted moment. As Penner had a good look for a second of the year, but Joe Masonis' stick was in the right place at the right time. 12:52 left in the second. Still no score at Maverik Center as Utah has outshot the Growlers 17-14. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. 12:52 left in the second period. Still no score. Good goaltending battle with Luke Cavallin on the Newfoundland side and Dante Januzzi making his Maverik Center debut over for the Grizzlies. Growlers have outshot the Grizzlies 6-3 so far in the second period. Josh Wesley leads Utah with 4 shots. Dakota Raby, Brandon Cutler, and Keone Teixeira each have 3 shots. Nathan Burke has 2. and Tyler Penner with one shot. Penner will take the draw near circle against Tate Singleton. Singleton wearing number 9, first-year pro out of Ohio State. Or make that Caulfield. Caulfield, the Wisconsin product, took the draw, but the Grizzlies won it anyway. Raby along the near boards gets pushed down by Masonis. One of the linesmen goes down. The officials like that. Masonis and Raby push each other. Puck glides into the Grizzlies zone. Semick hustles after it and throws to center ice. Growlers get it back, and they feed it to the left corner. Does Lincoln Hearn. He comes off for a change. Teixeira gets hit by Johnson. As Semick backhands it to center ice, taken back by Masonis, who will whip it around the wall. As towards the left side, now behind the net, as O'Brien skates towards the far corner, gets pushed by Semick, and they try to get to Weiss, who gets cut off by Penner, and the puck goes to Semick. Semick, right wing pass to Raby at center ice. Raby gets around Tykonik and dumps it to the corner and chases after it. Dillingham gets there first. Raby's got outstanding speed, but Dillingham had the angle. As Berezowski, left wing pass to Weiss, who enters. Weiss walks in, left circle, centering over to Cruikshank, who swings and misses. Now Cruikshank gets it back on the right side, drops off for Weiss to try to get it back to Cruikshank. Passes nowhere near him. As Weiss, far corner, battles with Thomas. Arm is raised by the referee. Penalty is going to be on the Grizzlies. As Berezowski, it looks like he's hurt. Josh Wesley out in front of the net. As Berezowski holds his left arm. Brandon Cutler argues the call, but he's going to the penalty box. As Berezowski struggles to get to the bench, and it looks like he's going to walk to the locker room. As Berezowski got hit, Cutler's going to skate to the bench. Wesley was nearby. Josh Wesley was near Berezowski when the call was made, so it looks like it is the Grizzlies captain, Josh Wesley, who gets 2 minutes for slashing, and we'll obviously check to see if Berezowski returns to action. In front of the net, Wesley over there with Berezowski. Berezowski, well, they show the replay, and looked like Berezowski was doing as much pushing as Wesley. Time of penalty, 8 minutes, 20 seconds into the second. We're still scoreless. And because the fans didn't see a direct motion from Wesley to Berezowski, that's where the displeasure comes from. Draws in the nearest circle, and it's won by the Grizz. Thomas around his own net, moves to the far side, and Dina Chris slides to Cavlin. Cavlin, about 5 feet in front of his crease, cuts it off, and he moves ahead to Tykonik. Tykonik, 3 assists last night. Over to Berezowski. Looks like Berezowski's okay, I guess. Johnson skates towards the right side. He's near the corner. He feeds up top to Tykonik. Across the right side to O'Brien. He gets it off the boards. O'Brien in the far corner. Surveys. Now he feeds it to Tykonik. Tykonik lays it to the left circle for Johnson. Johnson surveys. Now throws it to the near goal line. Snares to Cruikshank. It takes a shot and hits the post. Growlers thought they scored, but still scoreless. Berezowski pushed by Mayhew as Berezowski loses his balance. Johnson up top to Tykonik, across to O'Brien. He walks to the right circle, takes a righty shot, kick saved by Januzzi as Berezowski, Cruikshank with a shot as he's falling down, goes wide. Johnson over to Berezowski behind his net. He loses it. Thomas behind the net, battles with Berezowski. Mayhew gets it, tries to clear it out. It stays in right point. Tykonik skates towards his left. Now back to O'Brien, right side. Across to Johnson. It glanced off his skate. He loses it. Tyler Penner gets it. He carries it to neutral ice. Now Penner will fire it to the left corner as the Grizz make a line change. So do the Growlers. 40 seconds left in Utah in the Growlers power play, and we're still scoreless. Over to Weiss, left side, as he skates towards the corner. Weiss feeds it back up top to where he vacated. Modry across to Shea. Neil Shea, near side, throws to the far goal line. Growlers couldn't handle it. Weiss, left side, back down the middle for Caulfield to the right side. One-timer by Shea goes wide. Puck glides to the left point. Caulfield over to Weiss. Back to Caulfield. Puck bounces over his stick. He gets in the high slot. Gets to Modry right side. Modry slides to Shea off the far boards. Now to the far goal line. As Singleton skates towards the point, drops off for Shea. Shea battles with Semick along the far boards. Semick gets it and clears it out. Wesley's out of the box. He'll skate to the bench. We're halfway through the scheduled 60 minutes. Still no score. Modry with an outlet pass towards Weiss, who dumps it in from just outside the Grizzlies' blue line. Utah skating from left to right here in the second period. Weiss skates down the middle, enters the zone, but loses it. Mayhew will bounce it off of Weiss. Weiss tries to feed the middle, but Singleton gathers it in the right side. Singleton veers into the corner. Now Adam Daw around Utah's net. Daw being shadowed by Mayhew. As Daw feeds up top to the right side. Now across to Dennis, left wing. Lefty shot goes wide. Mayhew moves it ahead to Cutler, far side. Cutler slides to center ice. Pass connects for Burke. Burke skates to the left circle. Lefty shot saved by Kavalin. And Burke got pushed by Dennis as the whistle blew. 8:57 left in the second. Well, it's kind of interesting. You think about the third game in 4 days with Thanksgiving in between the first and second games. It's kind of interesting. You think about how much spirit and how much emotion was tied up into last night's game. You can almost sense it with the fans that have been here both nights. You can sense it here at press row. You can even sense it on the ice. There's so much emotion tied to last night's game. Kind of feels like it's a little bit tough to get back up for tonight's game. It's a big one for both clubs. Grizzlies trying to complete a 3-game sweep, while the Growlers, obviously a team over their first 4 years of existence, have been near the top of the North Division standings. They're trying to get back to the 500 mark. Right now, the Growlers with a record of 6-7-3. Still no score, 8:57 left in the second. Grizz have outshot the Growlers, 18-16. Stapley will take the draw against Crookshank, as the draw won by the Growlers. Dillingham will loft it out to center ice. Puck kind of skips deep into the Grizzlies zone, and icing is on the Growlers with 8:51 left in the second. That's the type of thing you see third game in 3 days. Those sort of icings right out of the face-off instead of trying to work it to somebody at neutral ice or somebody towards the blue line. And it just seems like fatigue's really played a factor here in tonight's game, even though it's just early on. It's kind of waiting for that big moment, when you had the confrontation between Victor and Yoon. You felt like it was going to wake everything up, but it just feels like there's not as much juice in the building, at least at this point in the game. Even though we got a good crowd, maybe a little bit bigger than what we had last night. Off the drop, the stick breaks, and it's Dillingham. As Grizz in the attack zone, Raby skates towards the left circle. Raby lefty shot, saved by Kavalin. Rebound to the far corner. Tycona gets held up by Stapley. He slides it across to Crookshank. Crookshank lifts it high into the air. It's gloved and dropped by Thomas. Thomas airs from the left side, but Tyconic gets it back to center ice. As Weiss took it away from Stapley, 2-on-1. Weiss towards Crookshank. Great job by Texera to get a stick in the way, intercepting the centering pass. Stapley over to Martell near wing boards. Martell battles with Modry. Martell goes down, no call. As Zach O'Brien, right side, throws it to the far corner for Johnson. Back to O'Brien. He drops off for Johnson, far corner. Johnson over to O'Brien, who's now on the left side. O'Brien with an A on his sweater, skates around Utah's net. O'Brien, wraparound shot, saved by Januzzi. Behind the net, Thomas battles with Johnson. Texera trying to hack away, but it goes to O'Brien, who skates to the far side. Now back in front to Johnson. Shot is blocked by Stapley. As right point, Growlers fake a shot now to O'Brien. One-timer, and he swings and misses. As Martell moves it out to center ice. Fans jeer O'Brien for kind of swinging and missing right there on the one-time attempt. As Thomas will bounce it off a Growler. It goes to Texera, who feeds along the far side. It goes deep in the Growler zone, trying to negate the icing's Gallant. But they call icing on the Grizzlies. Could have gone either way there, but play stops with 7:26 left in the second. Fans take up a "Let's Go Grizzlies" chant, but even the chant has had a tough time here getting generated. It just kind of feels like there was so much emotion tied to last night's game, and with it being a holiday weekend, a lot of people had Thursday off, a lot of people had Friday off, and probably today. Kind of odd to feel the energy here in the building. Off the draw, Shea, right wing shot, saved by Januzzi. 2-on-2 battle in the far corner, deep in the Grizzlies zone, as Penner and Thomas over there with a couple Growlers. Singleton and Shea. Singleton goes down. Texera comes out of the pile with a puck. He skates around Utah's net towards the near side. Gallant will lift it in the air. It goes to center ice, bounces in the Growlers zone. No icing as Earn behind his net gets hit by Penner. Earn gets dragged down. Now Earn hits Penner in the back of the head twice. No call either way. Messner over there. Now we get a whistle. And let's see. They might call something there. Offside is going to be the call as the puck ended up in the Growler zone. Earn and Penner collided behind the Growlers net, and then Penner with a hit towards Earn's knee, and then Earn took his glove and pounded Penner on the back of the head a couple times before both guys got back to their feet. Draw's going to be at neutral ice. 6 minutes, 52 seconds left. Brian Yoon and Josh Victor are both out of the penalty box, and they return to the bench areas. Both guys were done with their 7 minutes worth of penalties. Draws at neutral ice near side, Growlers territory. Cutler will take the draw against Cruikshank. Still waiting for the game's first goal. Pretty even shot count. 18 for the Grizz and 17 for the Growlers. Last game of the 3-game series. Utah will be on the road for 3 games in the Central Time Zone. 1 against Allen, 2 against Tulsa. As off the draw, Growlers win it. As Berezowski gets tripped up, no call. Josh Wesley will feed it off the near side. Aragon dumps it in from center. He chases after it right wing. Tykonik gets it as Tykonik avoids a check of Aragon, who crashes into the boards. As Weiss moves it ahead, center ice, as Dillingham avoids a check. Neutral ice, right wing, and a shot. Januzzi makes a glove save, and the whistle blew before he was able to give the puck out to Josh Wesley. Draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. Januzzi, the former Portland Winterhawk. He was there 5 seasons. He was a fan favorite over in Portland. A couple years, he was a teammate with Harriman native and former Grizzly forward Mason Manick over in the WHL. Seems like every year about half the Grizzlies roster comes from the WHL. The other half come from college programs. Maybe 1 or 2 from the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. And every now and then an OHL product joins the Grizzlies. Messner will take the draw against Caulfield. 6:24 left in the second period. Off the draw, Newfoundland gets it. O'Brien shot and a blocker saved by Januzzi. Rebound goes to the left corner or left point. Dennis off the boards as the Growlers. Caulfield gets free of Messner. Both guys played at the University of Wisconsin for a time. Centers it to O'Brien. Shot saved by Januzzi. Rebound goes to Messner. Messner lifts out to center ice. O'Brien gets it near the blue line, right side. He drives it in. Januzzi lets it go to the near corner as Gallant moves it ahead as Wesley crashed along the wall. Isaac Johnson hit him. Puck deep in the Growlers zone. Boy, you could hear Wesley crash into the boards from here. As O'Brien throws it around his net. Growlers spread the ice. Less than 6 minutes left in the second period. Dennis over to Johnson. Near side, he crossed the red and dumps it in. Wesley collides with Dodd. Dodd goes flying. Fans like that. Up ahead, right side. As Growlers, Singleton gets it poked away. Raby moves it ahead. Singleton chases after it back near the Newfoundland blue line. As the Growlers, Josh Victor skates down the middle near Shea. Victor with a right wing pass goes past Cruikshank, or make that Coop Miners, and they dump it in. As Martell pushes along with Lincoln Earn near side. Center ice, Tate Singleton crossed the red. It goes back to Martell, and Shea will slide it in. As Januzzi gets to the far side for Semick. Ahead, bounces off of Raby. Raby lifts it high into the air off the near glass, and it drops in the Growlers zone. Dillingham gets there before Martell. Dillingham crosses center ice. He skates the right side as the Growlers enter. They send it to Berezowski. Now Weiss, lefty shot is deflected off the skate of Teixeira. Crossing center ice is Raby down the middle. He enters the zone. Now Martell gets it, slot righty shot goes high as it bounced off the glass towards the far side. Grizzlies center it out in front. As the puck bounced off the stick of Cruikshank, he recovers and gets it. Cruikshank with good speed. He crosses center ice. Right wing pass to Berezowski. Big collision. Cruikshank and Thomas. Cruikshank still down. Now left wing. Tykonik with a shot that goes wide. It stays in play. As Cutler ices the puck. Puck wobbles outside. And Kavlin had to play it. And after the whistle, Kavlin pushes Burke, who got pretty close to Kavlin. Now Tykonik and Burke. Kavlin actually holds up Tykonik. And Kavlin actually pounds his chest and says, "My bad," as Kavlin just stuck his glove out to protect himself when Nathan Burke charging after him. As Kavlin diffused the situation pretty quickly and said, "Look, my bad." 4 minutes, 10 seconds left in the second period. As the spirit has really picked up over the last couple minutes, but we're still looking for the first goal of the game. No score here at Maverik Center late in the second period. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
4 minutes, 10 seconds left in the second period. Still no score. Both teams have taken 19 shots. Josh Wesley and Brandon Cutler lead the Grizz with 4 shots each. Dakota Raby, Nathan Burke, and Keone Teixeira with 3. 1 shot from Mick Messner and Tyler Penner. For the Growlers, 19 shots. Zach O'Brien, Nolan Dillingham, Grant Cruikshank each have 3 shots. 2 shots each for Neil Shea and Isaac Johnson, and then a handful of other Growlers with 1 shot each. Dante Januzzi has played well, and if he had joined us late, goaltender Trent Miner was recalled to the AHL's Colorado Eagles. Miner got the victory in last night's game. He stopped 37 of 40. In fact, Miner has won 2 in a row. On Wednesday night, he stopped 29 of 30. And Trent Miner was outstanding in 2 games this week, and he's now in the uniform of the Colorado Eagles. As the Eagles played an afternoon game, and I think if I saw right, it was a 4-1 final, and the actually, it was a 6-3 final, and the Eagles got a victory over the Texas Stars. So the Colorado Eagles with a victory this afternoon. They're the AHL affiliate of the Grizzlies. Zach O'Brien and Keone Teixeira talked with one of the referees and one of the linesmen. Draws give me in the far circle. Zach O'Brien, if I remember right, is a multiple-time winner of the League Sportsmanship Award. Let's see, Draws going to be in the Growlers zone. As, boy, it seems like we're even late getting out of the timeout here. As it seems like the juice in the building, there was so much of it in last night's game, it just seems like it's a little bit difficult to kind of get things ramped up here tonight. And kind of like the history of my dating life over the last many years, we're scoreless here at Maverik Center. A lot of fans of the video board. It's almost like we're just kind of waiting for the next big momentum swing here in the game. Or maybe you could argue maybe the first momentum swing in this game. Both teams are playing about evenly. You know, it's kind of an evenly matched game. Just kind of waiting to see who breaks through. Grizz have Brandon Cutler taking the draw. He's got Aragon to his left and Burke to his right. Mayhew and Wesley up top. As Grizz in the offensive zone, face off in the far circle. Caulfield takes the draw for the Growlers. Utah wins it. Aragon feeds it to the near side, chases after it. Wesley collides with Tykonik. Now Cutler feeds it out in front. Aragon couldn't reach it. The puck glides all the way deep in the Grizzlies zone. Nathan Burke hustles and gets it at the far goal line. Now it gets to Wesley deep in the Grizzlies zone. Wesley lofts it out to center. Puck wobbles outside. Tykonik gets it as he's in the corner. He feeds it to Dillingham. Moves ahead to Caulfield. Caulfield towards the near side. Cut off by Cutler. Puck neutralized. Johnson skates in. Veers off to the right. Now right wing pass to O'Brien. Great poke check by Mayhew. Mayhew's been outstanding here all season. Mayhew over to the near side. He gets blasted by Johnson. Mayhew adjusts his helmet as Victor tried to throw it in, but it just got to the Utah blue line. Mayhew moves it ahead for Burke. Pass to out the handle. Burke chases after it. Burke falls down. Victor in the area comes up with it. Victor gets the neutralized for Shea. Right wing pass to Singleton. Singleton back towards Shea, right side. Yoon pokes it away. Singleton tried to slide it to the net, and it's taken back by Stapley. Backhand pass to Messner across the center ice. Now he steps over the blue. Messner loses it. Good poke check by Josh Victor. Dom with a right wing pass out to center ice as Lincoln Earn gains the line and dumps it off the backboard. Singleton 2-on-2 battle behind the net. Shea's in the area. Yoon gathers the puck. He's got a +6 rating. Yoon moves it ahead to Gallant, who crosses center ice. Gallant veers off to the left. He steps over the line and lifts it to the corner. Gallant chases after. He gets it. Throws in the high slot for Penner. Righty shot. And it's blocked out in front by Modry, who gets it, and he ices the puck. No icing, though, as it got redirected by a stick on the way. 2:28 left in the second. Still no score. As Coop Miners throws it ahead, and Weiss bobbles it back to neutral ice. Weiss dumps it back in, taken back by Utah, skating from left to right here in the second period. Still no score. Long-range pass to Martell, picked off by Weiss. Now Teixeira gets it back at center ice. Ahead to Raby. Raby couldn't gather it. Now he chases after it. Raby gets double-teamed by Modry and Coop Miners. Penner in the area, battle behind the Growlers net. Tykonik blast Penner in the back, no call. Martell over there surveying as the puck's still along the backboard. Less than 2 minutes left in the second period. As Modry holds up a Grizzly. Martell trying to break the puck free, and he feeds it to the left side. Now across to Wesley. Right side, righty shot is blocked by Weiss. Far side as Berezowski moves it ahead to Weiss. Weiss gets it on the right side. Wesley's in front of him. Weiss enters the zone. High slot, lefty shot. is blocked by Mayhew out in front. Mayhew lost his balance as Berezowski and Mayhew pulled each other's stick. Caulfield dumps it in. Johnson chases after it. Januzzi gets to the near side for Wesley. He lets it go past him. Caulfield left point. Will skate towards the corner. Caulfield along the near boards over to Victor. Lefty shot saved by Januzzi. Rebound Mayhew throws it to the corner. Far side is Aragon over to Cutler, who will backhand it out to neutralize. And it looks like it's going to be icing on Utah as the whistle blows with 1 minute and 3 seconds left in the second period. Second intermission, we'll go over some scores from around the world of sports. And we'll see if we're in the last minute if, we're going to finally get that first goal of the game. I guess you can still make your pick for the Optum first goal of the game as neither team has found the back of the net. Utah had a 14-8 shot edge in the first period. Here in the second, the Grizz have taken 5 shots and the Growlers have taken 11. Utah wins the draw. They skate from left to right. Wesley, with the long strides, gets to center ice, and he taps it in as Kavlin gets to Josh Victor behind the net. Victor bounced it off of Aragon. Now Brandon Cutler near side will chip it to Yoon, right point. Yoon fires a righty shot off the Penske sign as Aragon gets engulfed by Victor. Puck goes back to the Growlers from right to left. Up ahead, pass connects to Earn. He skates along the right with the left wing. Earn fires towards the net, and it gets redirected as O'Brien was cutting in front. And the pass just went over his stick. As Johnson, far corner, throws it up top, taken by Cutler, who gets to Nathan Burke, who carries it out to neutralize. Burke chips it in. Grizz make a line change, and no icing as the Growlers skate over there to the far side. Dom across the Tyconic. 14 seconds left in the period. Right wing pass connects to Singleton, who's got great speed. Singleton skates to the corner. Semick pokes it away. Stapley moves ahead towards Messner, who glides it from one blue line to the other. Taken by Tyconic, and that will do it for 40 minutes here at Maverik Center, and it's 40 scoreless minutes, as from what I recall, it's the first game all year where neither team has scored in the first 40 minutes of play. So we're at the deadlock, and we're still trying to figure out where the momentum's going in this game. Both teams have about an even amount of shots. Growlers with 20, Grizzlies with 19. Utah had a shot advantage in the first period, but the Growlers had the edge in the second period. Well, when we come back, we'll talk some hockey, go over the stats of the first 2 periods, and give you some scores from around the world of sports. Once again, after 2 periods, it's the Grizzlies nothing and the Growlers nothing. We're back in 2 minutes on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm. And our lights on. It's the power behind the team. And a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first. Welcome back to Maverik Center. We're through 2 periods. It's
kind of one of those first 40 minutes where a lot happened at the same time. Not much happened, as we're still scoreless. Grizzlies had a shot edge in the first period, 14-8. The Growlers outshot the Grizzlies 12-5. It almost felt like whatever energy both teams had, whatever energy it seemed like anybody in the building had, was used on Friday night. And it seems like both teams are just going to have to put out a good effort here in the third, as almost kind of feels like that sort of energy you get in the third game in 3 days. You know, both teams had Thursday off, but kind of feels like, whoever's going to find a way to break that deadlock. It might end up being a turnover. It's hard to really say. Both goaltenders brought their A game here tonight. Luke Kavlin looks a lot better than he did on Wednesday, where he stopped 9 of 13. Kavlin has pretty good stats in a Growlers uniform. He's shown that here tonight. He has stopped all 19 he has seen, and in his Maverik Center debut, Dante Januzzi has been outstanding, stopping all 20. He was more busy, was Januzzi, in the second period, obviously, as the Growlers had 8 shots in the first and 12 in the second. Grizzlies 14 shots in the first, 5 in the second. Growlers 0 for 2 on the power play. Utah 0 for 1. Josh Wesley and Brandon Cutler each have 4 shots. Dakota Raby, Nathan Burke, and Keone Teixeira have 3 shots, and then 1 shot each for Mick Messner and Tyler Penner. For the Growlers, Zach O'Brien, Nolan Dillingham, and Grant Cruikshank each have 3 shots, 2 shots for Neil Shea and Isaac Johnson, and then 1 shot each for Jacob Modry, Jackson Berezowski, Tate Singleton, Josh Victor, Lincoln Earn, and Tyler Weiss. Alex Dahl also has 1 shot for the Growlers. So it's still just kind of figuring out who's going to get that Optum first goal of the game. And really the big thing and the big question is it going to be a Grizzly or is it going to be a Growler? You know, before the game, we mentioned the importance of both teams to score first. The Grizzlies are 5-1 when scoring first, and the Growlers are also 5-1 when scoring first. The only big difference there is this is the Grizzlies' 13th game this year, and it's the Growlers' 17th game of the regular season. It doesn't get any easier for Newfoundland, as next week they've got a 3-game series in Boise at Idaho Central Arena against the Steelheads, who are 13-2 this season. Some other scores from around the league. Speaking of the Steelheads, they are at the Monument in Rapid City, and through 2 periods, that game is tied at 3. A.J. White has 2 goals for the Steelheads. Jade Miller has an Idaho goal. Keanu Yamamoto and Alex Aliardi found the back of the net for Rapid City in the second period. So we're through 40 minutes over at the Monument. Steelheads and Rush are tied at 3. Looks like a thrilling game between the Grizzlies' 2 opponents next week over at BOK Center, as Allen and Tulsa are tied at 5. Late in regulation. Remember, Allen got an overtime victory 5-4 against Tulsa, and that's a game where Tulsa had a 4-1 lead. Former Grizzly Johnny Walker is making his second appearance in an Allen uniform. He has 1 assist and a +1 rating. A lot of scoring in the game, very balanced attack. Spencer Asachuk has a 1 goal and 1 assist for Allen. Eddie Matsushima has 2 goals and 1 assist. Tyler Polson, 1 goal and 2 assists for the Oilers. So that will be an interesting finish to that one. Tied at 5 with less than 3 minutes left in the third period. Toledo defeats Fort Wayne 6-4. Iowa extends their winning streak. I think it's now to 9 games. Iowa over Wheeling 6-2. Wichita defeats Kansas City 6-4. That's a road victory for Wichita, and a bit of an upset as the Mavericks record falls to 13-4. Kalamazoo shuts out Cincinnati 3-0. Jacksonville over Savannah 4-1. Greenville shuts out Atlanta 5-0. Worcester's a 4-2 winner over Adirondack. Norfolk defeats Trois Rivières 5-2. And Maine defeats Reading 3-1. A couple transactions today. Trent Miner was reassigned to the AHL's Colorado Eagles. He got the victory for the Grizzlies in each of the first 2 games of this series. And Utah traded for a forward. He hasn't made it to the state of Utah yet, but Adam Berg, I got a feeling, he's going to be a key contributor for Utah later this season. Berg was with Cincinnati in that 3-game series here at Maverik Center last year. Berg had 1 goal and 1 assist in the 3-game set. He played his college hockey at Brock University, from 2018 through 2023. His senior year at Brock University was outstanding. In 24 games, he had 15 goals and 14 assists. He ended the regular season with Cincinnati. In 19 games, had 4 goals and 2 assists. And in 11 playoff games for the Cyclones, he had 2 goals. Earlier this season with Cincinnati, he played in 8 games and had 1 goal and 1 assist. Berg is 6'1" and 190 pounds. He's 26 years old. He'll be 27 in February of 2024. So it'll be interesting to see what the left wing, Adam Berg, does when he arrives for the Grizzlies. It's possible, assuming that he's healthy, that he'll make his Grizzlies debut next weekend when the Grizzlies are on the road. Next Friday's the Grizzlies' next game. They take on the Allen Americans. Face-off will be at 6:10. And then 2 games set over at BOK Center next Saturday and Sunday. Saturday's game is going to start at 6:07, and Sunday, December 3rd, will be at 3:05. Grizzlies' next homestand will be a 3-game series against Johnny Walker, Chris Malari, and the rest of the Allen Americans. Next home game for the Grizz will be on Wednesday, December 6th. It's going to be a Bud Light College night with $10 student tickets. AFC Friday is going to be on December 8th. That's the middle game of the 3-game set, and we're really looking forward to 2 weeks from now. That's going to be ugly sweater night, so pretty much I'll just wear what I wear most nights and pretend it's a sweater. And it's also the teddy bear toss, where fans will throw teddy bears on the ice after Utah's first goal. We had a huge amount of teddy bears last year, and we want to duplicate and not only replicate getting about 2,200 teddy bears here, but we want to exceed that mark. Let's see if we can get 3,000 teddy bears here at Maverik Center. Bottom line is we want to see a big delay after Utah's first goal on December 9th, because that means that there's all sorts of teddy bears that need to be picked up. That's what we're hoping for 2 weeks from now on the teddy bear toss and ugly sweater night. And it's going to be a lot of fun when the Grizzlies take on the Allen Americans. Allen's one of those teams. They're pretty high scoring. They've added some defensemen to their lineup. And as we see tonight, in terms of the box score, Allen and Tulsa are tied at 5. So it could be some high scoring games here at Maverik Center a couple weeks from now. Well, we don't have a high scoring game here tonight. We are scoreless through 2 periods. It's the first Grizzlies game that they played in this year, but we can say they are scoreless after 2 periods. In college football, looks like number 1 ranked Georgia is getting a tough test from Georgia Tech. Late 4th quarter, Georgia leads Georgia Tech 31-23. University of Utah got a victory over Colorado 23-17, the final there. The Utes finished the regular season 8-4. Colorado finishes things up 4-8. In double overtime, Oklahoma State defeats BYU 40-34. BYU season comes to an end. They finish 5-7. Oklahoma State goes to the Big 12 championship game where they will face the Texas Longhorns. 8 NHL games tonight. 5 of them have gone final. Rangers defeat the Bruins 7-4. Kings shut out the Canadiens 4-0. Devils over the Sabres 7-2. Penguins defeat the Maple Leafs 3-2. Maple Leafs are the NHL affiliate of the Newfoundland Growlers. In a shootout, Philadelphia defeats the Islanders 1-0. So that game went 60 full minutes without a goal, and they went the entire 5 minutes of overtime without a goal. Interestingly enough, we have not had a single overtime game. The Grizzlies are the only team in this league to not play overtime. Well, we'll see if we'll get one here tonight. Games in progress. The Grizzlies NHL affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche, leads Calgary 1-0. That game in the first intermission. Also after 1 period, Vancouver and San Jose are tied at 1. And through 1 period, over in Vegas, Coyotes and Golden Knights are scoreless. When we come back, we'll talk some hockey. But first, let's go over some of the stats through 2 periods. Grizzlies have 7 scoring chances through 2 periods. That's 7 scoring chances among the 19 shots. Growlers have 8 scoring chances. They have taken 20 shots overall. Face-offs, Grizzlies 23-16. Utah's got the edge 23-16. Grizz with 8 hits and the Growlers with 8 hits. Newfoundland 6 giveaways. Grizzlies with 5. And, shots are pretty close to even. Newfoundland 20 to Utah's 19. Utah's taken 2 power play shots, and so have the Growlers. So you talk about an evenly matched game. That's pretty much what we got across the board. We're scoreless after 2 periods. When we come back, we'll have third period action here at Maverik Center as we got a really good crowd, maybe even a little bit bigger crowd than what we had last night. As we're scoreless heading into the third period, and we'll try to describe the final frame when we come back. Once again, the score after 2 periods, Grizzlies nothing and the Growlers nothing on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Expectations here will always remain high, and we'll continue to find a way.
Guys put together a lot of good games, you know.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. Third period action will begin shortly. Who's going to break the deadlock? Who's scoring first? And really, what's been the difference so far? You know, the difference really has been that there really hasn't been much of a difference between both clubs. It's been physical at times here tonight, and you can tell with this being the third game in 4 days, both teams are a lot more familiar with each other. Both teams' defensive units really been on point. Both clubs have really done a good job cutting off the centering pass from the corner, and it doesn't seem like either team's really been able to generate much there. You know, the scoring chances are pretty close to even. Grizzlies with 7 and the Growlers with 8. That deadlock might be broken by a redirection or maybe a power play here in the third period. We did note, and we've tried not to make too much a mention of it, but the referee that was supposed to officiate this game, Dominic Cadieu, just appears that he has an illness and is unable to officiate tonight. Craig Peterson, normally a local linesman, he's the referee in this game. As Chris Hagan, the PA announcer, I got to be on whatever he's on. He's rocking away on the air guitar cam. As everybody, I think, is having a good time, although we're just trying to figure out, where the deadlock's going to get broken. We saw a bit of a confrontation with Josh Wesley and Brian Yoon, 5:37 into the second period. And you thought that would wake things up and maybe the momentum could swing one way or another, and it really didn't. We haven't had many power plays in this game, so it looks like Craig Peterson, trying to figure out what kind of a game he's going to call. Looks like he's going to let both teams play a bit, and that's assuming that both teams are going to control themselves. Growlers are 0 for 2 on the power play. Utah is 0 for 1. And really what's at stake tonight for the Grizz? They win and they get a 3-game sweep. For the Growlers are trying to salvage the third game of the series. And it's big for them because next week it's probably going to be tough for them to win over in Boise at Idaho Central Arena, where the Steelheads year in and year out have one of the best home records in the league. Grizzlies are on the ice right now in their cream-colored jerseys with a green G in the front. Professional green on the back with black trim. 2 stripes in the front of the jersey, one about chest high and another around the stomach, those horizontal stripes. As we mentioned earlier today, if you joined us late, Trent Miner called up to the AHL earlier today. Dante Januzzi is the starting goaltender here at Metcalf, and I'm not sure if Metcalf's healthy, but he's in uniform and is the backup goaltender tonight. I think that's part of why we haven't seen Metcalf in a few weeks. I'm not sure he's healthy enough to go. Januzzi's certainly been good, and this is where the goaltending depth has come in handy. You know, you talk about having that 3-tier, you know, Miner with the NHL contract, Metcalf with an AHL deal, and Januzzi with an ECHL contract. At some point, you're going to need a guy like Januzzi. Obviously, it's tough to find playing time when Trent Miner is playing as well as he has. And certainly the first 2 games of this series, you know, Miner's been on point. You know, the game's kind of been slow and getting going when the highlight package just shows a bunch of people chugging beers and a linesman getting tripped up. You know, you talk about all the action we had and really all the interesting things and tidbits we had last night. You know, this one's had some spirit to it, but, you know, we haven't necessarily had a whole lot of things that stand out here through the first 40 minutes. 20 minutes are on the stadium scoreboard clock. Brandon Cutler will take the draw. Grizz skate from right to left here in the third period. Taking the faceoff is Grant Cruikshank for Newfoundland. As draw won by the Grizzlies. Utah skates from right to left. We're skating 5-on-5 to start the period. Wesley up ahead to Burke. It tapped off his stick and flies into the Growlers zone. Luke Haviland's in net. Aragon left side. Backhand shot goes wide. Cutler skates to the near corner. Drifts to Burke. Burke feeds it up top to Wesley. Wesley right side. Fires a righty shot that goes wide. Glove side on Cavlin. Now Mayhew fires towards the net. It goes wide. Wesley right side fires to the net. And it goes over Cavlin's head off the glass. Mayhew left point. Fires to the corner. Aragon near side. Vacates the corner. Try to drop it off for Cutler. Dillingham cuts it off. As the Growlers get it, Grizz are very aggressive offensively. First 40 seconds of the third period. Tykonik with an incomplete pass. And icing is on the Growlers 45 seconds into the third period. So Grizz did a good job being aggressive there in the first 45 minutes. Didn't officially register a shot, but they fired towards the net about 2 or 3 times. As we're trying to break the deadlock. Brett Stapley will take the face-off against Grant Cruikshank. The same 5 on the ice for the Growlers that started the third period. Tyler Weiss out there. W-E-I-S-S. Normally you'd look at that and say Weiss, kind of like Walt Weiss, the baseball shortstop in years past, but it's Weiss. Growlers win the face-off. They'll pitch it out to center ice. Yoon off the near boards. Steeply backhands it in, but not all the way. As Dillingham hits it off the glass. Berezowski ahead to Johnson. Johnson, right circle. Righty shot goes wide as he tried to go low. Stick side on Januzzi. Modry at the Growlers blue line moves it ahead. Modry is the son of an NHLer in the past. Johnson, right wing. Shot saved by Januzzi in the butterfly position. As Raby behind his net. Caulfield nearby. Raby skates around towards the far side. Raby gets to center ice with speed. Raby right wing enters the zone. Grizz make a line change around him. Raby with a shot. And it deflects out the stick of Modry as he had about 3 guys in front of him. As Raby right points over to Martell. He couldn't get the bouncing puck. Growlers deep in their own zone with the puck as it goes to the near side. Cutler gets to the corner for Martell. Now up top for Semick, but taken away is Johnson. Johnson carries it across center ice. Now he carries it over the line. He dumps it to the near corner. O'Brien and Texera politely collide. Texera comes out with a puck. Near wing pass to Aragon, who gets spun around by Aragon dumps it in. Victor chases after it near circle. Rink wide pass to the left. Tate Singleton skates to the left circle. Singleton gets around the skater, gets dragged down. Now Daw, right side shot. And a stick save by Januzzi. Mayhew ahead to Burke, one-on-one. Burke skates to the left circle. Victor pushes him around the net. Burke feeds it out in front of Cutler, who couldn't get much on a one-timer out in front. As the Growlers get the puck, still scoreless, 2 minutes into the third period. Growlers 3-on-2. They cross center ice. Now they step over the line. Daw, right side, righty shot. They feather out in front. Shot and a score. Great pass by Adam Daw. It was in the right side. Got it across. And scoring is Neil Shea. Shea gets the goal. As some Growlers fans in section 113 celebrate. As Neil Shea gets the first goal of the game. His 4th of the year. Newfoundland takes a 1-0 lead. As the Grizzlies bench everybody looking up into the video board to try to see a replay. And here it is. As Daw was in the right side unimpeded, got towards the circle, and the replay ended. as it's 1-0 Growlers, 17:35. They're going to video replay. The tablet is out. Craig Peterson's looking at the tablet. This is going to be on replay. So it looks like a video review, and maybe that's why they didn't show it on the video board. It looked like they were originally going to show it, but they're going to look it over. A second look. Craig Peterson is checking out the tablet. The ruling on the ice is a goal by Neil Shea. The play is under further review. A few people are looking at the replay here on press row to try to figure it out. Growlers celebrated as if a goal was scored, and we were blocked by a couple bodies. Didn't quite see the far side, and the goal counts. It's the Growlers leading 1-0. They are 5-1 when scoring first this year, but the Grizzlies need the equalizer. Now they'll show the replay as Daw got it across to Shea. Shea got it in. I think they were trying to see if there was a kicking motion, as it was kind of an awkward-looking thing. Shea didn't quite get it as clean as you'd think. So goal counts. Growlers throw it towards the middle. Weiss with a lefty shot, and it's blocked by Wesley's stick. Growlers lead 1-0. Messner throws it off the boards near the Grizzlies bench. Gallant backhands it in as action in the Growlers zone. Newfoundland gets it. As the Growlers, diagonal pass off the boards. Cruikshank gets it right side, looked to center it, and bounced off of Thomas. Now centering pass picked off by Gallant. Gallant in the far corner, moves that to Stapley, goes past him. It also goes past O'Brien. No icing. Grizzlies make a line change. Shea scored 2:25 into the third period, with the assist going to Tate Singleton and Adam Daw. Daw with the main assist. As Growlers throw it to Johnson, he gets to neutral ice, across the center, right wing. Johnson dumps it in as Caulfield near corner. Growlers skate from left to right in the period. Johnson loses it. Thomas skates towards the far side behind the Grizz net. Now he moves ahead to Raby, the Michigan man. As Raby gets tripped up, no call. Right wing pass to Caulfield. Caulfield skates along towards the near goal line, takes a righty shot, and it goes high off the protective netting as Brian Yoon got a stick in the way. 16:27 left in the third as Newfoundland leads 1-0. Shea got his fourth goal of the year. Singleton picked up his 8th assist, and Adam Daw, his 15th game this year, gets his second assist. Jacob Semick talking things over with Keone Teixeira. Tyler Penner will take the draws out there with the Rooster, Jordan Martell, and I think Josh and Raby. Off the draw, Singleton shot and a stick breaks as Martell didn't give him time and space. Singleton gets a new stick from the equipment manager. Behind Utah's net, Penner gets it. He skates towards the far side with speed. Penner, third-year pro, over to Teixeira, who crosses center ice back to Raby. Raby back to Teixeira, left side shot is blocked out in front as Growlers slide the puck along the far wing boards all the way deep towards Januzzi. And the whistle blows for an icing call with 16:02 left in the third. So Grizzlies looking for that equalizer 4 minutes into the third period. Newfoundland leads 1-0. Both teams this year averaging exactly 3.0 goals per game. Haven't had many power plays. Growlers 0 for 2, Grizzlies 0 for 1. Draw one by the Growlers. They lifted over the head of Josh Wesley. And icing's called again. 15:56 left in the third. So faceoff comes back towards Luke Cavalin. He's done a good job here tonight, stopping all 20. Draw's going to be in the far circle. Adam Daw will take it against Dean Yakura. Neil Shea on the ice now. He's the only goal scorer of the game so far. Draw one by the Grizzlies. Josh Wesley, right side, centers it out to Messner. Glanced off his stick and goes to the near corner. As the Growlers lift it out to center ice. Singleton will slide it to Daw. Daw at center. Will dump it in, but not all the way as Wesley picked it off around the Utah blue line. Up ahead to Messner. It flies off his stick and deep in the Growler zone off the backboards. Masonis over to Weiss. He gets pushed by Yakura. Weiss over there. Stone joins the play as Growlers throw it to the near side. As back up ahead. Growlers get it to Cruikshank. He lets it go to Weiss. Weiss crosses center. Now he steps over the blue line. Drops off to Cruikshank. Left wing. Lefty shot. Saved by Januzzi. And he makes the body stop as he just kind of crowded around his chest. 15:19 left in the third. Growlers still lead 1-0, but Januzzi's really been solid. Weiss carried it in and dropped it off for Cruikshank. And both teams really gave a ton of energy yesterday, and you could tell both clubs are kind of pouring as much as they have. For the Grizzlies, they don't play till this upcoming Friday, so obviously they can empty the bucket here. Growlers win the draw. Shot by Berezowski goes wide as Yoon got a stick in the way. Yoon's done a good job getting a stick in the way quite a few times here this week. He's done a lot of the little things. That's a big reason why he's a +6 this year, which leads the club. Berezowski flexes a stick, makes sure it isn't broken. As Berezowski over to the left side, he was outstanding in the junior ranks with the Everett club. He had 48 goals in 62 games last year. We'll do the draw over again. Tyler Keston, the linesman, ready to drop the puck. Tyler Weiss against Brandon Cutler on the dot. As Cutler's kicked out, Nathan Burke will take the face-off. Burke 5 goals, 4 assists this year. Face-off won by Utah. Cutler skates around Januzzi's net towards the near side. He taps it off the near glass. Aragon trying to locate it. It goes to center ice. Burke feeds it off the far wing boards, chases after it. Far corner, Burke throws it behind the Growlers net. Lincoln Earn moves it ahead. Cutler tripped up Earn, no call. As Craig Peterson, the referee's got his head on the swivel. As Earn fanned on it. Now we get some pushing at center ice. As Weiss gets it. And Aragon goes down. Lincoln Earn yelling at Craig Peterson. Puck dumped deep in the Grizzlies zone near side. As Yoon gets it, Cruikshank loses his stick. Puck goes to center ice. I think the Growlers and Grizzlies are trying to take advantage of the fact that it's his first game. Normally a linesman. As Weiss carries it in right side, trying to get to the corner. Yoon picked it off. He slides it ahead to Gallant. Now Weiss gets it back. He gets around Messner. Weiss still with the puck, as he'll whip it around the boards. Januzzi cuts it off behind his net. They'll throw it to the near side. A glance off the glass. Goes back to Utah. Ahead to Stapley. He gets it 2-on-1. Stapley to the right side. Snares to Messner. Take a shot. Oh, and it goes just wide. Golden opportunity. Messner just missed it towards the far goal post. Stapley right side. Far goal line. Stapley gets pushed by Dillingham. And now the puck goes back to O'Brien, who collides with Gallant. Stapley right side. Righty shot. Glove saved by Cavalin. He holds on. 13:56 left in the third. It's the Growlers 1 and the Grizzlies nothing. As Neil Shea scored 2:25 into the third with Singleton and Dog getting the assists. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm. And our lights on. It's the power behind the team. And a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
13 minutes, 56 seconds left in regulation. Newfoundland leads Utah 1-0. Growlers 24 shots, Grizzlies with 21. Next home game for the Grizzlies will be at Bud Light College night. That's going to be on Wednesday, December 6th. 7:10 start. Every game of the next series between the Grizzlies now and Americans at Maverik Center will be 7:10 starts. As Stapley with a great behind-the-back pass to Messner, and he missed the net by inches, which would have tied the game. And that was the best look the Grizzlies have had all night. Messner was the #1 star last night with 2 goals and 1 assist. And he didn't miss it by much. Stick side on Cavalin. Cavalin stick side's on his left, and his glove side is his right. Grizzlies win the draw, but Raby feeds it between the 2 defensemen. Januzzi about 10 feet in front of his crease gets it, and he slides to the far side for Teixeira. Teixeira bobbles it. Johnson throws it off the backboard. Semick took it away from Johnson near side. Semick, left wing, up ahead. Pass to center ice, bounces off of Masonis. Raby moves it ahead, but it's taken by Dennis, who slides it to O'Brien. Zach O'Brien, 2019 Kelly Cup MVP in the finals as the Growlers won in their first year of existence. Grizzlies get it back, skating from right to left as Semick. Right wing pass towards Martel, lifts over his stick and ricochets towards the backboards. Martel gets the puck. Masonis pokes it away. Masonis ices it. Mayhew chases after it. And the whistle blows with icing with 13:12 left in the third. Next game for the Grizzlies will be on Friday night against the Allen Americans, who yesterday signed Johnny Walker, who played with Utah last year. Mayhew and Wesley, the two defensemen, they've played a lot of minutes. Cutler, Burke, and Aragon talking things over. Aragon in his third game with Utah. He signed with the club earlier this week. As the draw won by Utah. Aragon over to Mayhew, left side. Lefty shot. Saved by Cavalin. As he makes the body save. 13:08 left in the third. Newfoundland brought one jersey here for the series, and it's a black jersey with white numbers and white lettering in the back. Big dog in the front of the jersey. As draw is going to be in the nearest circle, and it's won by the Grizz, but it goes between the defensive pairing out to center ice. As Wesley throws a blue line to blue line pass. It's picked up by Singleton. Slides it ahead. Wesley collides with Singleton. Puck lift high in the air. As Wesley bounced off of Masonus. Now Burke skates in. Drops it off for Cutler, left point. Cutler lofts it out to the right corner. Burke collides with Masonus as puck goes to the right point. Wesley slides along the boards. Cavalin plays it behind his net. Now to Dennis, across to Masonus, wearing number 13, the former Fort Wayne Comet. Over to Singleton, who backhands it towards the Grizzlies zone. Cut off at the Utah blue line by Gallant, who crossed the center ice with speed. Don poked it away. Now towards the line, Gallant feeds it to the left corner. Chasing after it's Lincoln Earn. Earn, the Canisius product, first-year pro, over to the far side. Now to Weiss, who slides it ahead. Singleton across the center ice. Now he steps over the blue line. Left circle, shot blocked by Yoon. Lots of blocked shots by Yoon tonight. Up top, left point, Victor over to Cruikshank. One-timer, and it's blocked by Messner. Right side, Earn shot, and a blocker saved by Januzzi. Puck lifts in the air, drops it Gallant. In the high slot, he moves it ahead. Steeply, left side, throws to the right side. It bounced off the boards. Yoon has it cut off by Cruikshank, who feeds it out to center ice. Thomas gets it back. He slides a near wing pass to Stapley, who lifts it high into the air. It bounces off the backboard, off the Hercules sign on 2 hops to the ice. Grizz make a line change. So did the Growlers. Victor moves it ahead to the end of his shift. Deep in the Grizzlies zone, Teixeira in a foot race with Berezowski. And Semick gets over there, throws it to the near side for the Rooster. Martel surveys. Now he moves it to Penner. Pass is incomplete. Berezowski now in Grizzlies territory, neutral ice. Lifts it in. High slot. Semick moves it ahead. And it looks like it's going to be icing on the Grizzlies. 11 minutes, 21 seconds left in the third as we stop play. Draw's going to come back towards Dante Januzzi. Fans take up a Let's Go Grizzlies chant. Draw's going to be over in the right circle. Good crowd. Probably a similar crowd to last night, if not a little bit better. Grisby hanging out between sections 113 and 114. Grisby usually occupies about 2 or 3 seats whenever he sits here in the Maverik Center stands. As draw won by the Grizzlies as they skate from right to left. Raby overskates the puck. Johnson gets it. He'll tap it slowly around the wall behind Utah's net. As Caulfield held up by Teixeira. Caulfield reverses back to the far side. He feeds it to the left point for Tykonik. Tykonik fires towards the net. Blocker saved by Januzzi, who's been impressive. As Caulfield collides with Penner. Penner battles as the Growlers get to Zach O'Brien. Left wing, left righty shot. Kick saved by Januzzi. Rebound goes to Teixeira. He moves to center ice. Goes past Raby. Hits off of Dillingham. Now Martel. He gets blasted. Oh, he get hit big time by Singleton. Martel gets back to his feet as Singleton he just lit up the Rooster. Now Martel delivers a hit behind the net as Martel and Dillingham, they both exchange words. Growlers cross center ice, left wing. Singleton over to Shea. Shea's got the only goal in the game. He feathers a sharp angled shot out towards Daw, who gets cut off by Mayhew behind Utah's net. Daw gets hit by Mayhew. It's going to be a penalty on Mayhew. Mayhew hit Daw behind the Grizzlies net, and that got called. It's kind of interesting. You know, that's kind of the thing that you'll see with kind of a newer referee who's the one making that particular call. Peterson's usually making other calls, but not necessarily that. Boarding's the call. Mayhew goes to the box. Is what gets called and what doesn't. It's not nearly as consistent as you would normally see. Josh Wesley arguing with Peterson. It's kind of one of those that with Singleton lighting up Martel, I think that particular call was a good one, but it's one of those like that one gets called, but yet one, back on the other end a couple plays ago doesn't. That's the way it goes sometimes. So Boarding's the call halfway through the third period. Kyle Mayhew, 9:46 in. As there's 10:14 left in the Maverik Center clock. Growlers are on the power play for the third time tonight. Growlers 0 for 2 on the man advantage. Grizz 0 for 1. Growlers win the face-off as Tyconic over to O'Brien, right side. O'Brien over to Tyconic, right point. Now across to Johnson. Now to the far goal line, Berezowski. Back to Johnson. Johnson over to O'Brien, right side. O'Brien drifts towards the circle. O'Brien now around the Grizz net. O'Brien feathers it out in front to Berezowski, who swings and misses. O'Brien gets it back, left side. Over to Johnson, back to O'Brien. It hits off Yakura. Over to Yoon, who clears it out. Dean Yakura, he's outstanding on the penalty kill. So's Tyler Penner. Yoon and Thomas also come off as both teams make a line change. 1:20 left in the power play as Shea at neutral ice. He drops it off for Caulfield, who gets to his neutral ice. He crosses center. Now he steps over the line as Shea collides with Gallant in the corner. Shea feeds it back to the far side. Corner, Weiss gets up top. Modry over to Singleton right side. Now across, Weiss all alone. Feathers it out in front. Grizz do a good job sticking away to the far corner and clearing it out. It's Josh Wesley. Kavlin deep out of his net gets to Modry, who's in front of the Growlers net. 50 seconds left in the power play. About 9 minutes left in regulation. Growlers lead 1-0. Singleton crosses center ice. Gains the line down the middle. Singleton over to the right side. He gets pushed by Messner. Singleton backs it out to neutral ice himself as Growlers reset. They want to enter with momentum. Shea gets to Singleton, who skates down the middle. Now he veers off to the right. Over to Shea as Singleton got knocked down by Teixeira. Cruikshank throws to the right side for Weiss. Back to Cruikshank, who swings and misses from the right circle. Fans jeer him. Cruikshank skates towards his left. Over to the right side for Singleton. Up top to Modry. He couldn't reach it. And if he couldn't reach it, nobody could. Back to the Newfoundland line. Grizzlies make a line change. Grizzlies players collide with each other. Weiss skates to the right side. He's near the corner. Weiss feathers it to the left side as Grizzlies are back at full strength. Mayhew joins the play from the penalty box as he skates towards the far circle. Yoon moves it ahead to Stapley. Stapley over to his college teammate, Mayhew. Mayhew, right circle, lefty shot. Bounced off the glove of Kavlin and goes wide. Growlers lifting out to center ice. Cut off by Thomas, who wraps it around the wall. Kavlin cuts it off behind his net. Less than 8 minutes left in the third. Growlers lead 1-0. Ahead to Johnson, who will tap it off the far boards. Puck in the Grizzlies zone. Thomas, far side. Will move it out to center. Taken back by the Growlers. Tyconic chips it across to Dom. Dom skates in along the boards over to Johnson. He swings and misses. Johnson on the follow-through hit Thomas in the face with a high stick. And it's going to be a penalty. Johnson's going to skate to the box. Colin Lee, the Grizzlies trainer, is running over to see if Corey Thomas is okay. As, let's see, is it 2 minutes or 4? As Johnson was looking for a shot, didn't get anything on it, and on the follow-through, hit Corey Thomas in the face. High sticking's the call as Corey Thomas gets back to his feet. He's got a towel being looked over by Colin Lee, the Grizzlies trainer. It's a 4-minute penalty. 4-minute power play as it's a double minors. Thomas was showing blood. 4-minute power play for the Grizzlies as Isaac Johnson gets a double minor for high sticking. Dom moved it to Johnson. Johnson, he was just looking to get a shot off, and on the follow-through, whacked Thomas in the face. And this is the one time where you're glad that a guy on your side is drawing blood. And a 4-minute penalty, double minor for high sticking, 12:29 into the third period. So this is a golden opportunity. You talk about that Willy Wonka golden ticket. That's what we got here. 4-minute power play, double minor for high sticking. And obviously, if you score in the first 2 minutes of the power play, you stay on the power play for another 2 minutes. Growlers win the draw. They lead 1-0. Shea whips it along the far wing boards, and it goes towards Januzzi, who plays it behind his net. 7:21 and counting left in the third. Grizzlies looking for the tying goal and their first of the night. Mayhew gets to center ice, drops it off for Cutler. Near wing boards, Grizzlies territory neutral ice. Over to Stapley. Stapley crossed the red line. Left wing pass to Wesley. Wesley enters, but Stapley was already there. Stapley, and the timing was kind of messed up a little bit. Offside on Utah with 7:06 left in the third. Action is picked up here in the third period. And like we said, double minor for high sticking. Golden opportunity for the Grizzlies to get back in the game. Thomas getting looked over by Colin Lee, the Grizzlies trainer, as I don't think he's on the bench. I don't see Colin Lee. Colin Lee's actually behind Metcalf working on Thomas. As the Grizzlies win the draw, Wesley around the wall, hits a stanchion. It goes to Kavlin behind the net. Lincoln Erm drives along the near wing boards. Stapley skates towards the corner, centers to Cutler, left circle. Lefty shot saved by Kavlin. The right side, Wesley with a shot that bounced off the Messner and goes wide. Near corner, Crookshank hits Stapley. 2-on-2 battle, make it a 3-on-3 battle in the corner. Puck goes to Mayhew on the left point. He skates towards his right. Now to Wesley on the right side, over to Mayhew. Mayhew over to Stapley. Stapley left circle. Stapley, righty shot, saved by Kavlin. Rebound goes to the near corner. As Victor lost the stick, he gets it back. Mayhew, right side, over to Cutler, high slot. Cutler slides it across to Stapley, left circle. Back up top from Mayhew. Mayhew slides it towards the middle. Glances off of Crookshank. Berezowski gets it and clears it out. 6:10 left in the third and 2:37 left in the double minor for high sticking. Once you hit the 2-minute mark, then it goes to the second half of the double minor. Burke right wing pass to Yoon. Crosses center ice over to Raby, who dumps it in. As puck goes to the near side. Teixeira with a hit for Berezowski. As goes to Nathan Burke. Over to Yoon on the right side. Grizz in the offensive zone. Over to Teixeira. High slot. He fakes a shot. Over to Martel. One-timer goes high off the glass as he tried to go glove side on Kavlin to the right. As Yoon. High slot. Yoon dances to his right over to Martel. One-timer, and it's blocked by Dillingham. Martel gets a back shot. Saved by Kavlin. And after the whistle, boy, somebody's getting very aggressive with Dakota Raby. And that's Tykonik. I think Kavlin noticed it and went to Tykonik and patted him on the back. I think Kavlin wanted to make sure that Tykonik didn't go over the edge and draw a penalty, which would mean a 5-on-3. 2:03 left in the power play. And like I said, here in 4 seconds, the second half of the double minor will take effect. As the Growlers lead 1-0, 5:34 left in the third period. Having a good time here at Maverik Center. Draw one by the Grizz. Mayhew over to Stapley, right side. Stapley surveys. Now he gets to Mayhew. Now across to Wesley. One-timer. And it's blocked by Victor. It goes back to Wesley. Now to Mayhew. High slot. Now to Cutler. Right point. Cutler over to Stapley, who's on the right side. Stapley skates towards his left. Back to Cutler. Right circle. Cutler dances around. Back to Mayhew up top. Mayhew over to Cutler. Back to Wesley, left side. Wesley fires a righty shot that goes over Kavlin and rolls along the far boards. Cutler keeps it in. Across off the left corner. Messner over to Wesley. 5 minutes left in the third period. As Messner over to Stapley, who throws it behind his back for Cutler. Cutler has a tap off the stick of Caulfield. Now Caulfield gets it back and clears it out. Growlers make a line change. Grizzlies will do the same. 4:46 and counting left in the third. It's 1-0 Growlers. As Grizz to neutralize. Burke crosses center. He skates towards the corner. Dillingham hits him. As towards the wall. Yoon, left side, across the Teixeira. Right point. A Grizzly player is laying on the crease. Still down. No call. As goes back to the left side. Teixeira's shot is blocked. As action in front of the net. Yoon over there. Raby right side. Raby towards his left. He'll take a lefty shot. Gets redirected and goes wide. As Burke over near the crease gets pushed by Kavlin. 2-on-1. Growlers gain the line. Look to center it to Berezowski. Teixeira pokes it away. Grizz respond. Martel crosses center. Now he steps over the line. Burke across towards Raby. Swings and didn't get much on it from the right side. Puck's now on the left. Teixeira fires a lefty shot. Glove saved by Kavlin. Deflected towards Burke. 3:50 and counting left in the third. 17 seconds left in the power play as the Growlers try to clear it out. And it must have bounced off a stick on the Growlers bench. 3:46 left in the third, 15 seconds left in the power play. As, boy, there was a big cross-check. Tykonik blasted a Grizzlies player. I think that's Raby in front of the net. And it didn't get called. 15 seconds left in the power play. Stapley will take the draw on the far circle. Goes to Wesley. Mayhew. Over to Cutler in the high slot. Cutler now to the left point. Skates towards the circle. Cutler looks to center out in front. Growlers get a stick in the way. 5 seconds left in the penalty. As Shea to center ice fires a shot. Blocker saved by Januzzi as the puck flies out of play off the protective netting. 3:32 left in the third. 1 second left in the power play. But it looked like initially Johnson was coming out of the box. Power play still going on, so no timeout. Draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. Ryan Knaswich figuring out which 5 are going to be on the ice. In 1 second, Johnson will come out of the box. Yoon and Teixeira, the defensive pairing. Yoon's playing a ton of minutes in the third period, and he's been outstanding. Penner will take the draw with Aragon and I think Gallant. Off the draw, out of the box is Johnson. As Growlers are back at full strength, Teixeira will toss it off the far boards, goes to center ice. Growlers shovel it in as Yoon back deep in his own zone over to Teixeira. 3:18 left in the third, over to Aragon. He didn't get a piece of it. Arm raised by Tyler Keston, the linesman. And icing is on Utah with 3:13 left in the third. We're about a minute or two away from Januzzi coming off for the extra attacker. Draw won by the Growlers. Right side, Modry. Newfoundland leads 1-0. Over to Caulfield. Far side near the corner. Gets hit by Teixeira as the Growlers get pushed in the area. Johnson being shadowed by Penner, far corner. Johnson's been outstanding in this series. Johnson trying to break free. He's now in the left circle. He feeds up top to Dennis. Dennis will ricochet off the near boards. Caulfield battles with Teixeira. Teixeira pushes Caulfield in the back. It goes to Utah. Aragon along the near side. As he'll move it ahead. Pass to center ice is wide. Johnson will backhand it back in deep. Growlers make a line change. Teixeira back behind the Grizzlies net. Over to Mayhew. 2:33 and counting left in the third. Growlers still lead 1-0. As Mayhew behind his net. Surveys. Now he starts the attack. Throws to the far side for Wesley, who slides it to Cutler. Pass connects. Cutler skates to the left circle. Gets to Stapley. Stapley skates towards Cutler. Now drops it off for him. Cutler over to the left side. Net's empty on the Grizzlies side. Now Martell skates to the left circle. Righty shot is blocked. As Cutler, 6-on-5, Utah's net is empty. About 2 minutes left. Cutler around the net. As he's now to the far side. Cutler slides up top for Mayhew. Mayhew will backhand it towards the far corner and slides behind the Growlers net. Stapley near side, near the boards. Gets up top for Cutler. 1:53 left in the third. Cutler over to Stapley. Stapley along the corner. Gets up top for Wesley. Goes past him. And chasing after it's Adam Daw. Mayhew gets there before Daw. As Wesley will get a new stick, as that's why he couldn't handle it. His stick broke. Grizzlies re-enter. Stapley fires it off the backboards. Growlers will bounce it off of Stapley. Now it goes to Shea. Fires to the empty net, and it goes wide. And icing is on the Growlers with 1:29 left in the third. Two minutes of madness, and certainly with 1:29 left in the third, it's been madness. Let's see. It looks like Ryan Knaswich is going to use his one timeout. Timeout Grizzlies with 1:29 left in the third. We'll keep it here. As Grizz up to 27 shots, Growlers have taken 28. As it's been an interesting game so far. It's been an interesting third period. The only goal of the game so far is Neil Shea, who scored 2:25 into the third, with Tate Singleton and Adam Daw getting the assist. Daw got the main assist. As Ryan Knaswich will drop a play. I think he wanted to keep the same 6 on the ice that he had out there. And even though icing was on the Growlers, and the Growlers have to keep the same 5 out there, I think he wanted to make sure he had Martell, Stapley, Wesley, Mayhew, Cutler, and Burke. That's the 6 on the ice. 2 defensemen, 4 forwards. Once again, it's Mayhew, Wesley. That's the 2 defensemen. Stapley, Burke, Cutler, and Martell. That's the 4 forwards. Draw's going to be in the near circle. Growlers have Neil Shea out there with Jackson Berezowski. Shea's played a pretty good game for the Growlers. Tate Singleton. Johnny Tykonik, who might be their best defenseman. Growlers have about 2 or 3 really good defensemen on their club. Cruikshank near the bench. Victor will switch places with Dillingham. Obviously, the Growlers have to keep the same 5 they had on the ice when icing was called. Dillingham will go to the bench. Cruikshank. Oh, they wanted Cruikshank to take the face-off, but he can't after an icing. You can tell he's their best face-off guy by far. They tried to sneak him on the ice. Berezowski will take the draw. Face-off won by Utah. Mayhew, left point, over to Wesley. It's 1-0 Growlers. Mayhew over to Stapley. 1:22 left. Stapley along the near wall. Stapley shadowed by Tchaikovsky, who doesn't have a stick. Centers to Martel. Glanced off his stick and goes wide to the far corner. Martel feeds out in front to Burke. Singleton pokes it away. He taps it off the glass. Cutler, could he keep it in? No, it bounced off the Growler. Neil Shea slides it to the empty net, hits the post. Now Shea puts it in as this baby's in the refrigerator. As Neil Shea scored his second of the game, and the Growlers take a 2-0 lead with 1:03 left. So Neil Shea gets both of the Growlers goals. He slid it, and it bounced off the far post, and then Shea skated in on the empty net and put it away for good. So it's Neil Shea 2 and the Grizzlies nothing. As Januzzi's back in net. The only question now is, can the Grizzlies get a goal, or is Luke Kavelin going to get his second shutout of the season? Shea scored unassisted, 18:57 into the third. Kavelin last year had 2 shutouts for the Growlers. And this could be a second if the Grizzlies don't score here. Utah wins the draw as the fans head for the exits. Texture up ahead to Aragon. He couldn't accept his stick was lifted. No icing as we're skating 5-on-5. Januzzi's back out there as behind the Growlers net. Grizz hold their own as puck slides to the slot. Texture will bounce it off the near boards. Aragon over there. Mayhew. Dina Currap looks to center it. It glanced off. Jordan Stone fires a sharp angled shot. Saved by Kavelin as puck ends up in the near side. Texera gets it. Texera fires towards the net, and it's blocked about 10 feet in front of Kavelin as they fire it towards the near boards. Januzzi's in there as Berezowski gains center ice, and he lifts it towards the left corner, deep in the Grizzlies zone. Ian throws it around the net to Texera. 15 seconds left. Up ahead to Aragon. It glanced off his stick and flies into the zone. As deep to the corner, puck lifts into the air and goes into row 2 of section 113. It tapped off the glass, so no delay of game. Growlers 2, Grizzlies nothing. 7.9 seconds left in the third. As Grizzlies' record's going to fall to 6-7. With the victory, Newfoundland's record goes to 7-3 as they return to the 500 mark. Draws in the near circle. Shots are pretty close to even. 28 for Newfoundland, 27 for Utah. Draws the near circle. Messner's shot saved by Kavelin, and he holds on as we get a whistle with 5.4 seconds left in the third. As we mentioned, Kavelin had 2 shutouts last year for the Growlers, and this would be a second shutout this season. As he had a rough one on Wednesday, stopping just 9 of 13, but he's been on very sharp tonight. Off the draw, Growlers get it. They just hang out in the corner, and that will do it. Newfoundland wins 2-0 as they get a shutout performance by Luke Kavelin. He stopped all 28 he saw as fans head to the exits. Dante Januzzi played a pretty good game. He stopped all but one when he was in there. And obviously the second goal was on an empty net. You couldn't ask for anything more from Dante Januzzi. He was outstanding as the Grizzlies go. You can't congratulate him after a loss, obviously, but Januzzi did everything he could. And he looks like he's going to be pretty impressive for the Grizzlies game in and game out. The Grizzlies salute their fans here at Maverik Center. A good Saturday night showing here in the Thanksgiving weekend. Grizzlies still win the series 2-1. But tonight, it's the Newfoundland Growlers that get a 2-0 victory. Both goals scored by Neil Shea. Final score here from Maverik Center. It's Neil Shea and the Growlers 2 and Utah nothing. Fourth shutout in a Growlers uniform for Luke Kavelin. Postgame show starts in 1 minute. Once again, the final score, Newfoundland 2, Utah nothing on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our families' tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Final score from Maverik Center, Newfoundland 2, Utah nothing. Both goals scored by Neil Shea in the third period. Well, neither team scored in the first two periods. Grizzlies outshot the Growlers 14-8 in the first period. In the second frame, it was the Growlers that had a 12-5 shot edge. In the third period, both teams had 9 shots, as the Growlers ended up with a 29-28 edge in shots. Neil Shea got what turned out to be the game winner, 2:25 into the third, with Adam Daw getting the main assist and Tate Singleton also getting a helper. Just one of those plays that the puck was on the right side, and then Singleton or Daw was on the right side, got it across to Shea. They went to video replay, I think just based on kind of how it looked. On the one look I had, I think maybe they were looking to see if there was a kicking motion, because that was really the only thing I think that they would be looking at, is whether there was a kicking motion or not. But after video replay, they determined that there was no kicking motion, and so the goal stood, and the Growlers took a 1-0 lead. And it stayed 1-0 up until there was about a minute left, and then Neil Shea got to center ice and he fired towards the net. It initially kicked off the far post, but Shea got his own rebound and eventually put it away for his second of the game. It was an empty net tally, unassisted, 18:57 in, and that made it 2-0, and that's where this game ended. There wasn't a whole lot of scoring. Neither team was able to capitalize on the power play. Growlers went 0 for 3 on the power play. The Grizzlies were 0 for 2. Utah had a 4-minute power play after Isaac Johnson got a high-sticking double minor, 12:29 into the third period. The Grizzlies, it appears, had 4 shots during the 4 minutes of the power play, but they just couldn't find the back of the net, as Luke Kavlin gets a 28-save shutout. He had 2 last season, and this is his second shutout this year. Dante Januzzi was outstanding in net for the Grizzlies. He stopped 27 of 28, and obviously that second goal was on the empty nets. In terms of shots for Utah, Josh Wesley and Dakota Raby and Keone Teixeira had 4, but the leader was Brandon Cutler, who had 5. 5 for Cutler, 4 for Wesley, Raby, and Teixeira. 3 shots for Nathan Burke, 2 for Kyle Mayhew, Brett Stapley, and Mick Messner. Then a few others had 1 shot on goal. For the Growlers, Neil Shea had 4 shots. That was time for the club lead. Obviously, scored both their goals. Zach O'Brien and Grant Cruikshank each had 4 shots, along with Shea. Isaac Johnson and Nolan Dillingham each had 3 shots. 2 shots for Jackson Berezowski, Lincoln Earn, and Tyler Weiss. And then 1 shot for a few others. Final score here from Maverik Center, Newfoundland 2, Utah nothing. Next game is going to be on Friday night in Allen, Texas. Faceoff's going to be at 6:10. Pregame coverage at 5:55. Let's see who won that game. The Allen-Tulsa game. It was tied at 5, and in overtime, it's Tulsa. They got a 6-5 victory over Allen, as Allen's record falls to 5-10-1, while Tulsa goes to 7-6-2. The Steelheads and Rush were tied at 3 going into the third period. Idaho scored 3 unanswered in the third frame as they win 6-3. Jack Becker, Zane Franklin, and A.J. White had the third period goals. White was on an empty net with 8 seconds left in regulation, and that was his third of the game as A.J. White got the hat trick. The other game involving Mountain Division opponents, Wichita got a 6-4 road victory against Kansas City. Here tonight, I think the three stars of the game, I think were pretty obvious. It was just a matter of whether it would be Neil Shea or Luke Cavalin. It looks like Neil Shea is the number one star with 2 goals. Luke Cavalin with the 28 save shutout. He's the second star. And Tate Singleton is the third star of the game. Singleton had 1 assist and was a +2. Singleton had 1 shot on goal. So that's the 3 stars of the game. Shea's the first star. Cavalin with the shutout is fourth in a Growlers uniform. He's the second star. And Tate Singleton is the third star. Pretty good Saturday night crowd, 5,277. 5,277 is the announced attendance. We'll now wrap things up here from Maverik Center. Once again, in 2 hours and 31 minutes and in front of 5,277. It was a good defense and goaltending battle. Dante Januzzi was outstanding for the Grizzlies in net. He stopped 27 of 28. But Luke Cavalin picked up a 28-save shutout for the Growlers, and both goals were scored in the third period by Neil Shea. Next broadcast of Utah Grizzlies hockey will be on Friday night. Grizz will be in Allen, Texas. 5:55 pregame show, 6:10 face-off. Johnny Walker's a new member of the Allen Americans, as he's played 2 games for them. Be interesting to see if he'll be in the lineup on Friday nights. And then the Grizzlies will be in Tulsa on Saturday night at 6:05 and Sunday afternoon, December 3rd at 3:05. Remember, the Grizzlies return home for a 3-game set against the Allen Americans. That's going to be on a series that starts on Wednesday, December 6th, and then continues Friday, December 8th with an AFCU Friday, and Saturday, December 9th, 2 weeks from now, with an ugly sweater night and the teddy bear toss. Growlers get a 2-0 victory over Utah. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast, if not necessarily the final outcome. I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is.